はいはい、聞こえておりますでしょうか。あたごさんの鬼道場の黒丸と申します。How's everybody doing today? Hello, Fagoth. Congratulations on your first. You think you've seen the Yaoi film this locker loading screen is from? I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a regular old locker room. But I guess good job outing yourself for watching Yaoi movies. Ohayo gozaimasu. It's not even. I guess it's morning in Japan, so that still qualifies. Okay, so let me get the shilling out of the way first. Today's stream is supported by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is a VPN that I pay my own money to use. It is the best VPN I've had to this day. Hell, do I have my own link for it? Just a second. I forgot to read my own goddamn brief. But yeah, essentially, if you sign up with my link that I will find shortly, which is probably somewhere in my brief to the sponsorship. But if you sign up with my link to a long-term plan, this is important, long-term, so 12 months or more, you will get 4 months for free in addition to the 12 months. That is a great value for money. Again, this is a VPN that I use myself. I use it because it has the most flexibility in terms of protocols it can use for routing, and it's also a RAM-based VPN, meaning that after the feds try to subpoena whatever traffic you are sending through ExpressVPN, they're going to be shit out of luck because they have no record of your traffic because it is RAM-based. Therefore, it is inherently not stored. Any other VPN will sell you out to an FBI subpoena. Don't ask me how I know. Let's see. Enable co-branded content, ExpressVPN. Where is even my link? Review brief. Subscribe. There's probably going to be a link somewhere. Did the bot not say where the link is? Well, this is awkward. It's a good thing that oh, there it is. I am not great at this. Where's my Nightbot? Am I using Nightbot? I am using Nightbot. Nightbot. Dashboard. There we go. Commands.
Do not redeem!
Absolutely do not redeem. You don't have to redeem, but you can get 4 months for free. I'm just gonna pin this for the rest of the stream. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be pinned over there. That way I don't forget. But yeah, you get 4 months. Fun fact: ExpressVPN is the only VPN that has enabled me to play the Japanese Taimanin game. Hey there, Seku. Thank you for dropping in. Here, have a link too. We're gonna pin that over here. Thank you for directing my attention towards that. How are you doing today? Expand the Kick chat slightly. Kick is on borrowed time, I will be completely honest. Like, it's not a platform that I am enjoying because the majority of the traffic I get from it is very obnoxiously coded bots, and I just don't feel like it's worth the effort. I don't do things that would necessitate me going to Kick. Therefore, I really see no utility. At this point, YouTube is better because at least it saves my VODs. And that is about it. All right, we are going to do a bit of reacting. We're also going to not obscure my visage with whatever we're reacting to. So this is our friend Nathaniel Cho continuing to misunderstand things on purpose. So we're going to look into it. I did not pre-watch the entire video. I watched like a minute of it, got angry, and shelved it for a react because I think it's going to make for better react slop than actual educational material. So let's watch. Why doesn't Japan use color belts is definitely the most YouTube title of all times because Japan does use color belts. they use fewer color belts. So most Japanese systems are going to use, if we're talking judo specifically, it's going to be white, green, brown, black, coral, and then red. So this is judo specific. These are recognized Kodokan color belts. Most karate styles are going to also use color belts. For example, Kyokushin will use white, yellow, blue, green, brown, black. So they do not have coral belts there. Hey there, sort of a demon. Thank you for the check-in. No other style matters. So I think Shotokan doesn't employ color belts. At least not to the same extent. They have, I forget the term for it, but basically it's in like an aspiring, Mexican judo also has color belts, black, brown, and gay. I'm not. See, even if you typed that out correctly, I don't think that would have been particularly funny. I'm sorry. I'm not aware of Mexican judo, so maybe I'm just not understanding why that joke is funny. Sorry about that. I am a known humor vacuum. But yeah, the premise of the title is already wrong, which is, on brand for this individual. So let's see what the rest of the video is.
As you said, one of the names is Incredible.
The guy who just lost is a 3-time black belt world champion. And the guy who won isn't even a black belt.
Okay, but a black belt world champion in what?
So what is a black belt actually?
The highest level.
Let me answer your question right away before you give me B-roll of incorrect answers. A black belt is an indication of you knowing curriculum that is associated with the level of Shodan in a given martial arts. There you go.
Level.
The highest
The
level.
master, yeah.
You're like master.
Taekwondo.
Like a master.
Yeah.
Anyone who references Taekwondo as a serious martial art doesn't have an opinion worth listening to.
You're a master.
This is
Simple judo, I don't understand. No, Terry, I don't speak Spanish. There's a linguistic joke in there somewhere, but I refuse to understand it.
This is my friend Takuzo. He's a black belt in judo, trained in Japan.
I joined a judo club to do something.
Sick Cholo English, Spanish not necessary. Sorry, I don't associate with those types. I specialized in English.
Japanesey.
And the guy he's facing here is only a blue belt.
Again, blue belt in what?
U.S. martial arts industry is worth $21 billion. A huge chunk of this industry is built on the promise that one
Banana belt in rice fighting.
day you will earn your black belt.
It's honestly just a trick. It's like a marketing trick to keep people hooked.
No, we've reacted to that particular video. This is bait. That's not what the belt system is. If you have bad actors misusing the belt system, that's on them. That doesn't disqualify the belting system altogether.
That's what Master Shimabuku charges for Shodan, $1,000.
Who Master what?
Hooked.
That's what Master
The fuck kind of name is Shimabuku? That's not a Japanese name. Shimabukuro? As in like the late patriarch of the Musoji Kiden Shinryu style? I refuse to believe that Shimabukuro at any point in time charged $1,000 for Shodan.
Shimabuku charges for Shodan.
Let's see who the hell is Shimabuku. Shimabuku. It's I see Shimabukuro, but that's not who we're talking about. Tatsuo Shimabuku, visual artist. I don't think that's the guy. But Shimabukuro, Tatsuo Shimabuku, but that's seemingly a Japanese martial artist, founder of Ishin-ryu style of karate. But he's probably, you're positive that's not right? Well, I mean, yeah, given that he died in 1975 in Okinawa, I doubt that's the case. I'm not rattling that off of knowledge. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now. Master, that's very funny. Fantastic, Fagoth. Let's you know what? It's visible. It's visible in the chat. So let's all have a round of applause for a fantastic example of cutting edge humor here. All right, now that that's out of the way,
$1,000.
And he takes advantage of these men and he uses their platform to peddle financial scams and he sues people. And what he does is so dishonest and so scummy.
I hope we're gonna specify who we're talking about.
Black belts aren't even the best belt, then what does it mean to be a black?
Shinkichi Shimabukuro. So again, yep, I can't highlight stuff good because OBS is not great at processing text, which is understandable. It's not a word engine. Shikichi Shimabukuro Ishinryu Mar. Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna close that over here. So Ishinryu. Okay, so is this? Fuck did I just download? Hoping nothing bad. Black belts. Okay, I'm seeing. Oh, I didn't download anything. It's just the scroll wheel. Merchandise, articles, books, upcoming events. About order of Ishinryu. The hell? 501c3 nonprofit organization founded by Master Toby Coolings. Okay, I don't think there's. I think I'm reading something different here. All right, let's just watch the video.
And what are we even paying for? I reconnected with.
So again, I'm gonna answer that question from the standpoint of traditional martial arts, also known as the only belted martial arts that matter. You are usually paying a standard federation fee, like just as there's some kind of bureaucratic processing fees. Usually, it's fairly nominal. If you are confirming that as a teaching certification, there's usually going to be some kind of charge for higher grades. So if you're, for example, receiving Shihandai or Renshi status from Dainippon Butokukai, yeah, you're going to pay something like $500 for the certification as a single-time payment, which is considered to be a gesture of gratitude towards the organization and towards the examiner.
With a childhood friend, interviewed a martial arts researcher, and even spoke to an ex-member of Japan's national judo team to find out what it really means to be a black belt.
Well, first and foremost, black belts mean different things in different disciplines. An Aikido black belt is very different from a Kyokushin black belt. Those are going to be people of very different martial ability. Not even that. For example, a Shotokan black belt is going to be very different in capability from, say, a Shorinji Kempo black belt. And there are a lot of shades of gray to this. Some of it is informed by a history of a specific style. Some of it is informed by internal politics. Some of it is informed by the size of the curriculum.
To understand the story better, I took it to the streets to get a baseline understanding of what most people think a black belt represents.
To understand something better, I went to an unvetted group of people who don't know shit about fuck to collect incorrect answers. Fantastic research work, my guy. Fucking 10 out of 10.
Okay, so then, do you guys know what a black belt is?
Yeah. Oh, like the top.
The top level.
Is the highest?
The highest level?
Yeah.
Except, look, we should just get this myth out of the way. Black belt actually isn't the
You could have opened with that, but okay.
highest rank you can achieve. In most martial arts, black belts start at Shodan, or first grade, which means they can keep acquiring new ranks. This is your first degree, second degree black belt, and so on. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, and even some styles of karate, a Rokudan, or 6, gets to wear a red and white paneled belt, which in Jiu-Jitsu is called the Koro belt. So that isn't to say a black belt means nothing.
Didn't this fucker say martial arts was a cult? Yeah, that's his video.
It's still a significant achievement in many martial arts, a marker of mastery in your martial art.
No, it's not a marker of mastery. Usually, Shodan, in the Japanese understanding of the grade, means an understanding of the fundamentals of your practiced art. That is what Shodan means. It means that you have grasped and understood and internalized all of the fundamental knowledge of your style. Doesn't mean that you've mastered anything. Doesn't mean that you're a star instructor. It just means that you have understood all of the base curriculum. Secretly wants to be taken to the martial arts graveyard by many strong fighters. I wouldn't cast those aspersions. I mean, he seems to be attempting to understand things, but he's just drawing from a very, very contaminated pool of information.
Or is it? Let's say you own a gym and you need to hire a new instructor. Candidate A is a black belt, trained 20 years in judo at the Kodokan in Japan. He's also a former national team member.
Okay.
Candidate B, American-born, but holds a degree in sport education, and everyone in town says he's a great coach and an even better community member, but he's only a brown belt. For the purposes of this scenario, let's say your judo dojo is in America. Pause now and comment down below who you'd hire, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
If it is a judo dojo, then I am hiring candidate A because he has a known certification from a known institution in the discipline that I am teaching.
In Japan, a black belt means it just means you're not a novice. And then it's almost scary because whereas in Western culture, black belt means like mastery.
Now look.
Yes and no. Is there curriculum past Shodan? There's a lot of curriculum past Shodan. Qualifying for Kodokan black belts, for a Shodan that is certified by the Kodokan, is a significant achievement. It means that you need to cram a lot of curriculum. It means that you need to have a solid understanding of the Daigokyo, the 5 fundamental sets of throws. You need to have the Shinmeisho. You need to have a good working understanding of Nage no Kata, up to a certain point. Congratulations on the streak, sort of a demon. And this is usually the fork. If you're a competitive fighter, you need to have a certain number of competition points, and that is balanced by the fewer competition points you have, the further on you need to study Nage no Kata in order to qualify for your black belt exam. So usually, Kodokan black belts are fucking scary people because they've done a lot of throwing, a lot of competition, and they're book learned enough in terms of having a good working mastery of all of the standard techniques that you would see in a competitive scene that it makes them more than a formidable grappler.
Growing up in America, I also always thought black belt was the highest belt rank you could achieve, and that it did in fact mean mastery. But Takuzo got promoted to black belt while attending college at a dojo in Japan. By any standard, he's about as authentic as it could get.
I have training, I think, 3.
Well, first of all, child and female black belts are graded on a curve, I should say. It's very different from an adult male black belt. Those are 2 very different things.
8.5 hours a day, like 5 or 6 days a week.
That's actually pretty fucking extreme, I'm gonna say. That's the way I trained when I was in college, and I was an elite level striker. 6 times a week, 3 hours a day per session is a gigantic training menu.
Pretty normal.
But for some reason, once Takuzo moved to Australia for grad school and started training at a dojo in Queensland, I want to show you some more footage, this time from an actual martial arts competition.
Okay, he fumbled a soy. What of it?
This is called Nogi Jiu-Jitsu. I chose this martial art in particular because even though it itself has rank, they don't really wear their belts when they compete.
Nogi is the easiest part of jiu-jitsu. More on that in Sports in 11. But it's also sport specific. So what exactly are we measuring here?
Pixley. As you said, one of the names is kicked around. Whoa! Big throw for Pixley.
I want you to guess the rank of the winner here. And I'll give you a hint. The guy who lost is a black belt and a 3-time world champion.
Rank in what, though? Black belt in what?
Okay, locked in your answer? Yeah, the guy who won was a purple belt at the time, which is actually only the halfway point to black belt in Nogi Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, well, first of all, not exactly halfway point. Purple belts are usually people who are on an understood trajectory to black belts. So?
So why do black belts keep losing competitions? And what does Takuzo...
Because jiu-jitsu grades black belts on time learned. There's not even a curriculum requirement. Jiu-jitsu issues belts off of number of sessions attended over a given period of time. Like, it's not anyone else's fault that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is an ass-backward sport. The way I keep explaining it is that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is judo for people who can't read.
...mean when he said black belt just means you're not a novice?
Can you name any of the colors between white to black?
Yellow, green, purple, brown?
Yeah.
Orange, I think.
So red belts, I don't know.
I think there is.
I asked my friend and fellow YouTuber Josh Beam to ask his audience what belt rank they all hold, specifically in judo. White belt had about 42% of the votes, color belts came in with 45% as the most common response, and no surprise here that black belt was the least common answer of all. But that should surprise you.
In Japan, it's just being originally white or black, and then just...
During the formation of judo, Jigoro Kano, its founder, devised a belt rank system with only 2 distinguished ranks.
Serious martial arts journey starts at black belt.
Okay,
Previously,
yes,
like
true.
Preparation, you're kind of beginner.
To get to the bottom...
Despite being only 13% of the belts, they lose 50% of the competitions. Not entirely accurate. That's not, we were shown 2 different pools of people. Those were different black belts. The poll there was for judo black belts in a specific audience, and the competitions were in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Judo black belts actually have curriculum they need to pass. And again, as I've just explained, you sometimes need to have tournament points to qualify for a judo black belt unless you want to do the entirety of Naga no Kata. For example, I don't fucking compete in judo. I am way too injured and way too lazy to compete. So when I finally get around to testing for black belt, I have to do the entirety of Naga no Kata, which is a lot. But I would rather do that.
From this, I needed to talk to somebody who could teach me where the black belt comes from. And more importantly, help me answer, what does it even mean to be a black belt?
I'm Raul Sanchez Garcia. Currently, I'm a researcher.
Okay, but why are we asking someone who's not Japanese?
King Juan Carlos University in Madrid. A big part of my research has been in martial arts and combat sports. Mainly from a socio-historical point of view, but also from an ethnographic point of view.
Well, for one, Dan ranks originate in Kobudo. They just were not associated with a color belt. That's it.
And Raul is also a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Communist detected? How so?
I don't buy it.
Part of the reason why Takuzo was having so much identity crisis trying to represent his black belt outside of Japan, his Japanese judo black belt is only meant to signify the bare minimum requirement for competition. If we were to do a martial arts belt conversion...
No, Takuzo's belt is also a teenager belt. That's the core issue here, from what I understand.
A Japanese judo black belt is more akin to a yellow belt in America's judo system.
No. Absolutely the fuck not. Again, so there are concrete requirements. Concrete requirements that are also synchronized between the Japanese Judo Federation and the International Judo Federation. We're not comparing like terms. We're trying to, not even that. We're actually trying to how should I put this? He's completely wrong, is how I'm going to say this. International Judo Federation gradings, IJF Federation gradings, are universal between Japan and the rest of the world. Kodokan gradings are in line with the IJF curriculum. They don't give an easier black belt. The Kodokan black belt course is a year-long course, and most people don't complete it in a year because they get fucking injured from the sheer amount of throwing and drilling you have to do. Because there's mandatory drilling, there's mandatory free-form sparring, and then after a full year, in addition to academic work, there's your grading. And most people get injured and have to stop the course in order to recover. That is by no means an equivalent of an American yellow belt. An American yellow belt sort of knows like 2, maybe 3 sets of throws. Like, I've seen American yellow belts. I mean, fairly easy to maul if you have even basic grappling understanding.
Or maybe a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
No.
If the founder only invented a system with white and black belts, and black belt was just supposed to represent a non-beginner, then my next question is, who invented this color belt system that's so widely adopted today?
Funakoshi Gichin.
In 1926, Gunji Koizumi, a Japanese judoka, moved to the
Never mind. It was a judo. No, actually.
United Kingdom and introduced the first ever documented color belt rank system. It was at his club in London called the Budokwai. This club was less.
I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm pretty sure that Funakoshi Gichin introduced color belts first, but go off.
Like a judo dojo and more like a cultural society. The intention was to teach and spread Japanese arts like judo, kendo, and jujutsu.
He went to Paris. He used this color system because for Westerners, a very big leap between white and black.
A few years later, another judoka, Mikonosuke Kawaishi, moved to Paris, and he took this color belt idea and ran with it. Kawaishi developed a teaching program he called the Kawaishi method. The Kawaishi method pairs a belt rank with a numbered, systematic, technical curriculum. It might be easy to assume this is an obvious next step, just, add more ranks from white to black. But back then, you need to remember that white and black were more binary. It wasn't necessarily an analog to technical proficiency. Kawaishi was...
So, not entirely accurate. A lot of Koryu styles had a curriculum that is associated and that is required to attain Shodan. Shodan wasn't necessarily denoted with a black belt because not all Koryu styles wear obi belts. For example, Yaido doesn't wear a judo style belt. Like, I don't have a special style belt for my 4th Dan in Musoji Kiden, right? But I am necessarily 4th Dan because I have a certain understanding of the curriculum and I've graded on my cutting practice. The fact that judo didn't start off having that curriculum is an issue of trying to standardize the curriculum alongside sort of as the art developed. But at the same time, there was always an understanding that Yudansha are supposed to be, like people who hold Dan grades, Yudansha are supposed to be, to an extent, representatives of the style to varying degrees.
Was trying to make a living with his judo while living abroad, and noticed his French students were asking for a visible way to show off their progress. Ever the businessman, Kawaishi devised the modern color belt system we know today.
Wow, that wasn't at all a very loaded statement.
White, yellow, orange, green, blue, brown, and, of course, black. If you train judo in America or Europe, this is most likely the color belt system you're familiar with. Kawaishi's success with his own dojo led him to publish very influential books on his teaching methodology. Standing Judo, My Method of Judo. To this day, a lot of the judo world, North Africa, parts of Latin America, most of Europe, all receive judo through the French, i.e. Kawaishi system. And to this day, in France...
yes, so it's a system that's derived by a Japanese man to teach the stupid round eyes.
The system still bears the Kawaishi name. Once Kawaishi's color system took off in Europe, that's truly when every other martial art borrowed it. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can trace the origins of their belt rankings back to Judo. Karate also inherited their belt rank system straight from Judo, which then means Korean Taekwondo, which was founded in post-war Korea and established by practitioners who trained in Japanese Shotokan Karate. More on this story in the future. They can also...
That's an actual accurate fact. I can't argue with that.
Credit their belt ranking system to Judo. In fact, even Aikido, a martial art that doesn't even wear colored belts, they implemented a Dan system adopted directly from Judo. The color belt system was a means to allow Judo to thrive outside of Japan. Give the people a short-term goal to chase after, and something that was supposed to represent their progress in the martial art.
Another thing that gives people the impression that black
Aikido footage. He was talking about Aikido. It makes sense to have Aikido B-roll. Really? Right in front of my ice cream sandwich?
is the final tiers from things like BJJ color belts. this like steady ascension of ranks.
But none of the founders of this system realized the world of problems they introduced once students started wearing something that represented a pecking order within the dojo.
It's a hook to keep you invested. It's like a multi-level marketing scheme, you know? It's like they want to get the blue belt. Yeah.
For it to be a multi-level marketing scheme, the belted people need to then go and recruit more people into lower colors in order to progress to higher colors, which is not how that works. So thank you for talking out of your ass.
They want to get the purple belt trick. However, if you're talking to a female that doesn't train, then a black belt signifies something of great importance.
And how that might influence how we collectively view.
If a black belt in your system does not denote significant investment and a lot of time spent on the mats, you are not practicing a real martial art. Simple as. All graded achievements are MLMs now. Yeah, apparently.
The black belt. In 1988, the LA Times ran an investigation into a man named Frank Dux. Dux had built an entire career on a fabricated martial arts backstory. Here's the story. He claimed to have won a secret underground tournament called the Kumite. The Kumite didn't exist. He went around telling people a Japanese master named Senzo Tanaka gave him his black belt. If this story sounds at all familiar, that's because it's the direct inspiration for the 1988 Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Bloodsport.
The true story of the ultimate champion.
Obviously at the time, Van Damme didn't know Dux was a fraud. But here's a darker example. A man named Ralph Bartel embedded himself deeply within the MMA community as a journalist and a respected martial artist, via access he acquired from a pedigree of a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu MMA record of 14-0. In 2005, he used that trust to premeditate the murder of a man named Brian Richards.
Excuse me, what?
He invited Richards to come train, strangled him to death, and then collected on a life insurance payout. Eventually, it came out that Ralph Bartel was neither a black belt, nor had he ever stepped foot in the octagon for an MMA bout. He's currently serving life without parole. But it's hard to imagine he would have ever had the opportunity to commit the crimes he had committed had people ever questioned his pedigree. Now, this isn't to say everyone chasing after a black belt is evil. No, sometimes those selling you the black belt are too. As of 2026, the U.S. martial arts studio industry is a $21.2 billion business with over 46,000.
First and foremost, it is nonsensical to try to assess the entirety of the martial arts quote-unquote market as a monolith. That is a stupid thing to do. It ignores the disparity between practices, the disparity between the motivation of people engaging in it, and the disparity between the quality of teaching and the lineage of source material. Belts are bad. This guy is a martial arts deconstructivist. I mean, he's Californian. What the fuck did you expect?
1,000 gyms and studios. Most gym revenue breaks down like this. Some comes from related merch, then maybe a decent chunk from event revenue. Think like birthday parties. And lastly, this chunk...
Birthday parties? The fuck kind of gym has birthday parties?
Here?
Events are usually seminars, you know, a place where you have some kind of notable instructor and you sell tickets for people to come and learn shit.
Is devoted to revenue from belt-related fees. These are testing fees, new belt fees, new rash guard fees, advanced promotion or fast-tracking fees.
You know what my belt fee was for my brown belt in judo? Fucking nothing. Getting thrown by the entire team was my belting fee. No tradition, no structure, no commitment, no ranks. All judoka are equal, but some are more equal than He's not even a judoka. He's a fucking BJJ practitioner. That's why I keep repeating that. BJJ is judo for people who can't read.
You see, many students will pay for extracurricular private instruction with the express goal of fast-tracking their belt promotion.
Yes, because one-on-one attention from an instructor, that's a fantastic freeze frame, if I do say so myself. What's this hoe's name? Fuck, I forget. Some from forgettable Californian hooker. Who would have thought that if you get one-on-one instruction from a high-quality instructor, you're going to progress faster than as part of a class? In other news, a fork has been found in the kitchen. Jesus Christ. There's no way he wants to keep his grubby hands solely on BJJ. I don't think he has an understanding, nor does he have an in to learn anything else.
Could the right student with the right master earn it in only...
Michelle Carr, yes, the woman who keeps wasting the time of her betters for... let me start that again. Yes, Michelle Carr, the woman who wastes the time of her betters, one obnoxious YouTube video at a time.
90 days.
Martial arts are a largely unregulated industry in the United States.
Oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, no the fuck she didn't get her black belt in 90 days. I would argue she didn't get her black belt at all because they sandbagged the fucking exam for her.
There's nothing stopping a martial arts dojo from establishing, say, 17 belt ranks, each with their own $100 testing fee, and plenty of them do that exactly. Many people, many in the martial arts community, like to call these studios McDojo.
Nowadays, there's...
Yeah. And that is why it's not a fair comparison, or not a fair representation of the industry, to just lump all of that together with actual credible gyms. That's why your lineage matters. That's why the style and the tradition that you study in matters. A black belt in a vacuum in and of itself doesn't mean anything. A Kodokan black belt has a certain pedigree to it. An international, an IFK Kyokushin belt of a specific rank has a known pedigree and a known barrier to entry, and is therefore valuable because of that.
A harsh critique on what is called McDojo. Commercialization of the martial arts, so mini steps and mini grades, so they pay for each exam, and yeah, that's like a motivational thing.
If the people want black belts, then give the people what they want. As a business, it's your job to provide that service for them, which is exactly why we have multi-year prepaid contracts, unregulated testing fees for belt promotions.
Why would those be regulated, and who would be regulating those? What? Scratch that. Never the fuck mind me. They are actually regulated. They're regulated by their respective recognized federations. If you go and pay some Tom, Dick, and Harry for a piece of cloth and a pat on the back, that's on you.
Black belt club membership programs that fast-track promotion, stripe systems that create sub-belt promotion cycles, i.e. more promotion fees, gear and uniform upsells tied to your belt rank. I mean, that's just good capitalism. But
No, those are actual scams. If you fall for any of those, you are a fucking mark.
If this color belt system is such a powerful teaching tool, money-making tool, if it was so successful in growing judo abroad, then why didn't it ever get brought back to judo in Japan?
So he wanted to create something Japanese for the world, an educational discipline like judo that could not only be for self-defense.
Many fans of my channel will be familiar with this history, but Jigoro Kano is the founder of judo. He's also low-genuinely the father of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too, but that's another topic. Go watch my other video if you want to learn more.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a primitive and inbred child of judo. That's the only connection it has to any judo lineage.
1883, all the techniques that make up modern judo already existed, but Kano decided to shake things up a little bit.
No, they did not exist. A lot of these techniques were developed at a later point by Kyuzo Mifune. A lot of these techniques were also modified to make them safer or suitable for repeated practice in a sporting context.
It and prune some of the more dangerous techniques, and he starts handing out the first ever Dan ranks to 2 of his students. A couple of years later, around 1886, he introduced a visible marker to separate the advanced students from the beginners. And that's where we get our first ever black belt.
Some of these fighters, because they were debasing the moral views of judo, he would never equate technical proficiency to color.
Beyond just the belt system, when Kano created judo, he was not designing a fight ranking system a la chess elo.
The purpose of the study of judo is to perfect yourself and to contribute to society.
He was designing a holistic education system, one you practiced with your body. And if you're asking why belts was so special about belts, I asked Raul the same thing.
The belt was just like a regular belt.
Why am I forced to look at Shogo again? Why is this being inflicted on me? Why can't I escape him?
For tightening the clothes.
It's a cheap belt to make too. Like it's just like fabric.
The belts, or obi at the time, already existed as part of everyday clothing and likely was just an easy replaceable item. But then if you're now wondering, why is it white and black?
The origin is in Neo-Confucian and Chushi dualism.
Before Kano, Japanese martial arts schools didn't use belts at all. Ranking existed in some form, but it was done through paper, like certificates, in a system called Menkyo. Kano's influence was massive, and I'm not just talking about the origins of the black belt or just judo. If you see a black belt in any martial art, you can thank this man, Kano, for inventing this system.
Sometimes people receiving this tradition in the other parts of the world, they're more Japanese than the Japanese.
Have you ever seen martial artists like bow to each other?
Respect.
Respect, yeah, for sure.
Respect. When the game is starting, they are showing respect to each other.
Yeah. Why do you think they do that?
It's interesting that a redeemer would be aware of that concept.
Out of respect.
Respect. Yeah. So if you don't know, martial artists bow, like a lot. Step into any judo dojo.
Yeah, as do the Japanese. What of it?
Around the world.
Bowing. And then step on the mats. You know, if you leave the mats, you bow out. And then we bow to each other before and after practice. Yeah, that's kind of, our just culture.
Walk into any judo dojo and you will see a picture of Kano high up on the wall, and every class will start and end by bowing to this picture. Not just in Japan, but in places like Australia and America.
Bowing.
Imagine having consistent lineage and paying respect to people who came before you to advance the field that you're currently benefiting from. Imagine understanding the concept that you see as far as you do because you stand on the shoulders of giants.
Here is a little bit different from like in Japan somehow.
In Japan, bowing, ojigi, is a normal greeting. It is the cultural equivalent of like a handshake. People bow when they meet, when they thank someone, when they apologize, when they pass a coworker in the hallway.
In Japan.
In most aspects in most contexts of Japanese society, when in doubt, if you're not quite sure of what's going on, apologize and bow. It will usually get you through most social situations.
And it's just what happens. It's not like separate from the rest of the culture.
They don't typically shake hands as a greeting in Japan because body contact between strangers is considered intrusive. Bowing is a polite, non-intrusive way of acknowledging one another. Now, last I looked, most of my audience is watching from non-Asian countries.
Okay.
So if you're a martial artist, I really want you to ask yourself, why do you bow at the dojo?
I will explain. Because bowing is a signifier of mutual respect and mutual acknowledgement. It means that in a context where you are about to exercise limited violence, exposing each other potentially to injury risks, you need to, for lack of a better term, vibe check each other. And bowing at certain checkpoints is a means of testing for participation in a certain demeanor and a certain way of practice. When you bow to each other as part of observing Reiho, it is an unspoken agreement to participate in this limited expression of violence in a way that is intentionally safe while still allowing both of you to practice and to learn. It is an unspoken social contract where you acknowledge the fact that you are sort of engaging within an understood set of assumptions. For example, I bow in before we start throwing practice as an acknowledgement that sort of I am going to engage with my uke in good faith, and I am going to enable him to do good ukemi after my throw instead of pile driving him headfirst into the mats.
You're talking casually or as you would at workplace, there's this standing before the line in front of the instructors and then bowing to a portrait of Kano up on the wall. But then there's like kettlebells under Kano's, like,
yeah, it's not supposed to be like that.
you know, like the bench press machine, and like it's not from lack of effort. It's almost from misplaced effort.
Now, look at what bowing has historically meant where some of my viewers are from. Let's say
Drive him into the mat? Drive who into the mat?
in medieval Europe, the body itself was treated as a system of social signals. It was an act by which a lower-ranked man pledged fealty to a higher-ranked lord, bishop, or king. The bow in the Anglosphere has always meant submission to a superior. Now, obviously, nobody is out there getting down on one knee and kissing the hand of sensei at the dojo.
So why is this relevant?
And if you live in America, there's been a huge cultural shift away.
Whoever bows to me? No, Fagoth. That would be antisocial behavior. And whoever does that deserves to get their shit broken off.
From bowing, so if you don't practice a martial art, you might go your whole life without bowing to someone.
We do the bowing as the ritual, and then at the end we like fist bump everyone.
So what happens when you take a gesture that in one culture means hello and drop it into a culture where for 1,000 years it meant I pledge allegiance to you?
Nothing happens because it's a different gesture performed in a different context, in a known context with a known meaning. Nothing happens.
You keep bowing, yeah, you get used to, bowing each other to show respect eventually.
This is Shintaro Nakano. He's a Kodokan 5th Dan black belt, born in Miyazaki, Japan. He was an 8-time Japan national team member, and now he runs a dojo in San Jose, California.
I am so upset that California has way more good martial artists managing dojos than they deserve. Entirely too many.
Yeah. I knew that after uncovering how easily martial arts gyms can dangle the proverbial black belt carrot in front of their students, I needed to talk.
Create a new culture where bowing means I want to spend time with you on the mat sensually. Fagoth, are you uncomfortable about your lack of proficiency in physical combat? Is it making you feel insecure that other people have dedicated time towards mastering violence, and now you need to come up with snide little epithets to call people who can kill you gay? I'll wait. Let it out. Just goofing off? Mm-hmm. Keep it that way.
Talk to an actual gym owner, someone who could educate me on why the system gets so disfigured, at least in America.
Senpai has a lot of responsibility. You're supposed to take care of your kohais, like teaching, staff, helping.
It's kind of fraternal, like the elder brother figure and then the younger brother figure.
In Japan, martial arts dojos do have a built-in hierarchy system. The black belts are senpai and the white belts are kohai. But this isn't like a soldier pledging allegiance to the senior commander. Instead, there's a sense that the senpai also carry this heavy burden of responsibility to foster their juniors.
Well, I mean, the commanding officer has a similar responsibility to the junior enlisted. The difference is that a gym or a dojo is a voluntary membership. You can just up and leave if you don't like it. You can't just up and leave the military because Uncle Sam owns your ass for the duration of your contract.
And this isn't just something you do once you enter the martial arts dojo. The senpai-kohai dynamic is a part of school, your workplace.
Japan, it's embedded into the Japanese culture. It's not a separate thing.
Yes, it's social hierarchy, a very normal thing.
Speaking more from a personal experience, I've never felt like the black belts at my gyms were elder brother types. Not to say they were abusive, but they always felt more like a boss or...
That's because you practice BJJ with Californian assholes. Mean to come off as snide or mean, you have a big respect for martial artists, especially the sexy ones. Which are the sexy ones? The sexiest martial art I know is capoeira when it's done by Brazilian girls. That's probably about it.
Or a school principal, someone with a very clear authority. Even if they were helping me, it always felt very unidirectional and not akin to say,
you're almost brothers in arms, like in the dojo.
How do you want instruction to be bidirectional? Someone is imparting information onto you that you don't have. What the fuck else do you want? Do you want them to give you a kiss goodnight? What the hell are we talking about? Like, I've instructed fresh inductees into a judo gym. Hell, I've taught traditional jujitsu and Iaido for multiple years. Yeah, like, you teach your juniors. That's what you do.
This isn't me saying Japan good, America bad, but what happens when an outsider sees this? What happens when such a person isn't actually interested in the martial art itself and just...
Who gives a fuck what outsiders think? It's one of the first things that you really need to learn generally in life. Who gives a fuck what some random person thinks? That is a very, very important question to ask yourself. If you go to the gym and you're concerned about what will all other people think about me not doing things, nothing. They will think nothing of it. And even if they do think something of it, why the fuck do you care?
Just wants the unchecked power that comes with holding a black belt.
If you're not aware of that thing, ritualistic things creates in your class, you can be even like an abusive teacher. Your students they're nothing and they owe to you and all that things, so you need to be aware of.
He's gonna leave his legs behind, just like any other human being.
One thing I want to stress here is judo is both very popular and taken very seriously in Japan. So most practitioners start when they are very little, which is why by the time my childhood friend Takuzo was ready for his black belt test,
I was just physically abusing 14-year-old children to get my black belt testing in Japan, because that's usually the age when people are getting it.
In Japan, judo dojos aren't...
That's very odd, loaded language. What do you mean you were physically abusing them? Were you injuring them on purpose? Well, then you're just not a good person.
Private, for-profit businesses. They are publicly funded and usually tied to your university or school club program.
There are also private dojos.
Once you understand that, every single thing about how Japan handles its belt system kind of falls into place. In France, Kawaiishi needed to solve a few problems. First, how does he grow this obscure martial art form while abroad? But in Japan, that's not a problem because judo is one of the most popular and well-recognized sports in the country. Kawaiishi...
People like this are why Westerners should be gatekept from nice things.
He also needs to solve customer retention. Once he gets them in the door, how does he get them to stay long enough to actually earn their black belt and start their journey?
To Japan and then visit local judo clubs and then ask who wants to be Olympic champions. The majority of the kids will raise their hands. In America, people don't start judo to be an Olympic champion.
And finally, Kawaiishi was trying to make a living running a dojo. He needed money. But in Japan, instructors are salaried public sector employees. In terms of...
No, not necessarily. What the... No, that's not... Why does he say that as like a universal truth that all martial arts instructors are salaried public sector work? No, the fuck they're not. Most of them are self-employed. A lot of them are fun-employed, if anything. Most of my instructors that I've interacted with do not collect a public paycheck. Hell, I've been to dojos that are just privately run dojos. Yes, they have a relationship with the Kodokan. You know who pays for whatever goes on there? The people attending it. It operates on a very, very similar structure.
Overhead costs, the facility is the school, and students don't pay the tuition taxes do. They're actually...
No, that only happens for school-based judo clubs, which are not the rule. It's a frequent entry point, but it's not a universal entry point, because you will have standalone judo dojos, you'll have standalone karate dojos. A lot of Kyokushin dojos are privately run because there's no such thing as a school Kyokushin club. To bring up a recent example, Ryu Noroshima just owns his own dojo where he also lives, because like the second floor of his dojo is basically the space where he lives with his family. And the first floor is the business, the actual dojo, where he collects membership fees, drop-in fees, belting fees. He also teaches seminars for money. That's very commonplace. My guy, it sounds like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Very few commercially run judo dojos in Japan. So if you're a middle-aged man looking to start judo for the first time in Japan, tough. Which is
no, it's actually exceedingly easy to do. Let's pull up Kyoto as an example. You go to Kyoto, I can find at least 5 different spots that are going to teach you judo from an entry level as a brand new beginner. There's Enshin Dojo, the place where I went to sort of get my standard palette set up for how good judo instruction is supposed to look. There is a judo class that happens in the municipal Budo Center, which just has, people who teach judo there as a profession, and they collect money for that. There's a ton of smaller private judo schools across the city. No, that is just factually incorrect.
Which is why martial arts like judo and kendo still don't have colored belts. They never needed an artificial system to stay alive. So
yeah, except Japanese judo does have color belts.
What? Is everything just better?
And kendo schools are also frequently private kendo schools.
In Japan?
Judo in Japan is more like...
Most martial arts schools in Japan, shock horror, are actually family-run businesses.
Sports.
Before you book a flight to Tokyo, Japan may have kept the original belt system that Kano devised, but I'm not entirely sure they kept his intentions alive either.
In Japan, we don't really care about color of the belt. We talk about, what tournament did you go to? I went to, Tokyo Grand Slam and I won and I took 3rd place. We talk about the achievement, the result.
Remember what Raul said about Kano?
Oh, a competitive athlete predominantly has exposure to other competitive athletes and their frame of reference?
He would never equate technical proficiency to color.
Which sucks as a martial arts student because commercialization seems to have corrupted Kano's vision in America, and meanwhile, competitions have distorted Kano's ideals in Japan.
No. The foundation... Oh, God. The Kodokan still teaches judo as a holistic system. That's why it's proliferated as part of the school curriculum, because it has a formative influence. There is a theoretical book learning part of judo that you are supposed to grade in as part of your black belt requirements. That is just not true. Is competitive judo the sort of more forward-facing part of it? Yes, because young men with registrable testosterone levels want to compete. It is normal for young men to seek competitive attainment. That doesn't mean that it's perverting the vision of Kano. It is just one aspect of it. That is one leg of what proliferates judo. There is more than enough room for pursuit of martial arts for just, puristic technical pursuits, even inside of the Kodokan.
Overall, judo has been becoming more and more a sport, not like a martial arts, meaning like a lot of senseis around, they just focus on winning, which is not the original judo philosophy. The original judo philosophy is like a more self-defense and a martial arts, like respect and a discipline.
So then how does anyone find a reliable dojo anywhere?
What I'm doing is to mix up the culture, the Japanese judo culture with American culture.
And even though Sensei Nakano is a Japanese judoka,
that sounds dreadful.
At his gym in San Jose, he still uses the color belt rank system. Sensei Nakano doesn't personally charge for testing fees.
Do you charge for belt promotions at your gym?
At my gym, no. It's a kind of milestone. You can see the progress.
What's special about what Shintaro has set up in San Jose is that his belt system isn't establishing some top-down hierarchy like many gyms experience in the West. But it's also not the intense all I see is gold mentality so commonly found in Japan's judo. I think now's a good time to answer the question I posed to you in the beginning.
That's a fantastic misrepresentation of an entire culture. Just slow golf clap. Fantastic work.
Here's a scenario.
Hierarchy obsession. I mean, a day ending in Y for communists.
One more time. You're a gym owner looking to hire a new instructor. Candidate A is a world-class judoka, fresh from Japan, and
Yes.
candidate B is a locally grown brown belt. Some of you may have thought this was an obvious choice, but let's break it down a little first. Candidate A may be a strong competitor, but he probably doesn't have strong English skills, and you don't know anything about his teaching style.
I am more than capable of translating Japanese to English. I am perfectly fine with doing that.
Candidate B is an excellent communicator, but some new students won't want to learn from a brown belt when the dojo across town advertises a black belt instructor.
I don't care about that. I don't care about him being a good communicator. He is not this. I don't run a daycare. If I am to run a dojo, I want hard credentials. I want an understood lineage that I can reference. And that is all. As long as you know your shit, I do not care if you are the meanest, fucking most shorthanded motherfucker who barely speaks English. I do not care. Do you know the thing that you are supposed to be teaching? I will figure out the rest.
And your existing black belt students, they might not want to be led by someone who's ranked below them.
I would choose that brown belt.
Just like Sensei Nakano, I would also choose the brown belt.
Okay, feel free to be wrong.
Personally, I don't really care about someone's competition accomplishments when it comes to instruction. I've seen tons of blue belts beat up black belts in jiu-jitsu sparring and jiu-jitsu competitions.
That's because jiu-jitsu belts are not given for attainment and understanding of curriculum. That also does not give me any perspective into what the background of those blue belts is. No raw novice is going to just ragdoll a black belt on the mats. That is a thing that does not happen. I came into the dojo into my current judo dojo with a white belt because I was technically not belted in judo. I did, however, have 10 years of old school Japanese jiu-jitsu behind me, meaning that I could do things to unwilling brown and black belts because I am a trained grappler. And on a technicality, you could say, oh, look, the white belt is like doing osotogari on advanced students. Well, I guess belts don't matter. No, that's not the takeaway here. The takeaway here is that I am in reality a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu before I am a judo white belt. And in order to cover that disparity, I was instantly promoted to brown belt to not gaslight people.
Furthermore, when it comes to instruction, I care way more about how well they can communicate their ideas and how fun their class is.
They don't have any ideas. I don't care how fun the class is. This is not daycare.
And although I don't own a gym and I don't have to choose which instructor to hire, I do have a choice in which instructor I take classes from, and which ones I interact with daily or ask questions.
Oh, great. So you want a daycare and you're not actually looking to learn. Understood. You would pay for a ticket to see me hurl this femboy across the room. No comment.
You're losing all the time. It's like, am I really representing this rank?
Which is the same thing Takuzo experienced once he trained outside Japan.
The judo club members at the time just looked so formidable, like impressive, compared to the other ones, which looked more like semi
femboy daycare dojo. I mean, that's ostensibly what he wants.
Geeky uni student having some fun.
So remember my friend Takuzo? In Japan, his black belt meant just the beginning.
Entered.
That's not what it meant. That's not what it meant. In Japan, it meant that he has satisfied the requirements for curriculum knowledge and competitive track record to qualify for Shodan. Probably as a juvenile. It's going to happen because of weak men. I mean, it's technically already happening, especially in California.
Western training world as a black belt. They're all friends, like, not the belt or the hierarchy, there's none of that. They're just kind of like training. friends.
Look, my take is that
Yeah, Westerners don't react well to hierarchy, especially in modern times, and that's actually a big source of their inability to process the curriculum well or quickly enough. That is why when I go to a Japanese judo gym, I see cleaner judo.
taking a piece of clothing and treating it like the finish line is the very reason that some black belts feel imposter syndrome. The same reason that some people pose as black belts to gain power.
Oh shit, some people are wrong. I guess let's just not have internal rules and hierarchies and shit.
And it's also the very same reason why some gyms are able to profit off of insecurity.
There's no way to make objective comparison between belts. So maybe it's more like a...
No, there's actually a very objective way to make a comparison between belts. It's called a curriculum. And you associate those belts with points in the curriculum or a competitive track record, and there you go. Then you can compare them directly.
Marker of a personal journey.
But now I want to know what you think. What does it mean to be a black belt? And who decided that for you?
I think you are full of shit and you should consider filtering your water better. I'm going to take a piss, and you know what? I will allow a vote today. I may regret this. No, never mind. I'm not allowing vote. I'm just going to play Gray Zone because I want to play Gray Zone because I haven't played Gray Zone in a couple of days. And yeah, fuck you. You don't get democracy. What is that? Did someone say slop? Sloppa? Have some slop that will bring me up instead of tearing me down? Well, fine. Post it in the media share, I guess. Where did you put it? Is it somewhere that I can find? Where is it? So this is the slop? Oh boy. Okay, just a second. Let me pull Chrome back up.
Yo, it's Michael.
Remember to sign up to ExpressVPN with my code. That's very important. I don't know who you are, but I don't care for whatever you're selling. All right, what is this? Habitual long balls line crosser. 13 whole minutes? Okay.
Inch went off a little bit late and it smacks your sack on the way down. Not enough toilet paper in the world. Just jump in the shower.
Wait, what? No. How close is your butthole to your balls?
Do you guys ever know, like, taking like a big one and it, like, you know, it gets a little support from the bottom of the bowl when you go to pinch it off? It just Smacks the back of the sack.
Are you standing?
Okay, first of all, you don't get the video from it. Let me pull that up. I am disturbed by this conversation. I'm not sure that I want to see it proceed.
Well,
are you foot long logs and it like lands, hits the bowl vertically, and then falls forward like a tree and smacks your balls on the way down? What the f are you talking about?
I thought we were sharing. Okay, fuck you guys.
He says timber. After he poops, he screams timber. He just hopes it doesn't hit his ball sack and leaves a fucking marker.
Dude, if a poop falls in Ethan's bowl and he doesn't feel it, does it make a sound?
It doesn't happen all the time. It was like it's like
it's never happened a single time to any of us, Ethan.
I've never shit on my own balls, Ethan.
You've never like pinched off a turd late and it smacks your sack on the way down to the bowl.
Why am I pinching off a turd late? Hold on, what do you mean late?
Maybe his toilet bowl is mounted wrong. I don't know.
You mean early?
Yeah, no,
I'm so confused.
You got to pinch it off at the right time. They're like, there's a time to pinch it off. Like,
usually they just end. Very rarely am I pinching anything. Who's abruptly stopping a poo?
After it just fell out.
You got to, you got to kind of like, most of the time that's what happens. Yeah. But like, MREs, you're in the field or you get back in from the field or something like that. And things are a little more firm and it's like a poo marker on the back of your sack and all that wrinkly skin, man. Just jump in the shower, boys. Look, maybe I'm sharing too much with you fucking people. All right.
The missile guy. Two of my friends are retarded when they shit, and I shit a lot.
How dare you? The missile guy force ejects turds. Like,
what the fuck is this conversation? I think I'm not in the correct mindset to react positively to this. Like, this is exactly the brand of humor that I actively avoid engaging in. Oh, you were talking about poo-poos, therefore it is funny. No, that's not going to be a passing grade today, I'm afraid. As penance for that, you need to sign up to ExpressVPN for 12 months with code Kuramaru. Holy shit. Let me close out the superfluous stuff that we do not need for this. And I want to play Gray Zone just as a palate cleanser now. I would very much like to unhear everything that I heard over the course of the last 2 minutes. I would like to actively expunge that from my memory. Oh boy. As punishment just for that, I should... Dare I... We're going to do a little bit of Gray Zone just because I want to do a little bit of Gray Zone, and we're only an hour in, so if I get bored of Gray Zone, I can always switch over to Heroes of Might and Magic. My phone's going off. Why is my phone going off? I really don't like when my phone is going off. It means someone wants something from me, and I'm not a big fan of that. Realtor.com, not terribly interested. Also, everyone's on leave for some reason. Do people even fucking work anymore? All right. Gray Zone. I don't know what the Spanish word for gray is, so we're just going to hop in our central server. It's going to be nighttime soon enough for us to plot out a mission to do. You know what? Nothing is happening on Kick, so just for sake of conserving bandwidth, I am going to axe the Kick stream. You are not really contributing anything positive to society anyway, so bye-bye Kick. See you on all of the real platforms. There we go. I'm not sure if that made anything better, but I feel better. Alright. We are equipped for nighttime. Are we looking at a fresh server? No, it is not a fresh server. It's actually a relatively blown out server. We do have a quest over here. 2 quests, actually. And we have an EOD quest, a Banshee quest over there. Echoes of Exposure. Okay, so we're gonna do the following. We are going to... travel here. Make sure that I have everything I need. 4 sets of CQ ammo. Came back from AFK just in time for the bye-bye kick. Listen, kick takes a lot of bandwidth, okay? And except for you, everyone else who's appeared in my kick chat so far has been a bot. So, I think you can understand why I don't put a lot of stock into my kick presence, okay? Alright. Seku, how's your Heroes lore? Have you played any Heroes of Might and Magic yourself? I'm gonna do a couple of raids here, and I'm probably going to switch over to Heroes of Might and Magic because new and old. No offense taken. That's okay. But yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic. Give me everyone. That applies both to YouTube and Twitch chat.
Raven, wheels down and ready to load.
What's the overwhelming over-under on Heroes of Might and Magic? I forget what the new one is called. Heroes of an Old Era, something like that. All I know is that it took all of the best elements of 3 and 5 and combined them together, and I'm very pleased with it. I think I have something like 30 hours on the demo. Give it a 6 out of 1. Am I not understanding a joke again? I'm probably not understanding a joke again.
We're getting close. 1 minute.
Alright, let's look at our attack map. I believe this is the building that I need to look in. But we also need kills in the area anyway, so... anyone we find is fair game.
Approaching the LZ. 30 seconds.
I wonder who's online. No one is online. She's chugging a little bit. Haha, he said spread. We're gonna go off the road because there is a checkpoint that I need to choke off before I can go into the village proper. We can also turn our audio on. Alright, so from my understanding, the key has a random spawn chance on certain surfaces. So we need to make it out to the house on the edge of town. We do need to collect scalps. Rather, we just need to collect kills from the area, so it's something that's worth doing anyway. We do have nades. I would probably want to save the grenades for an urban environment. How's the nighttime visibility? It's pretty okay. What are we working on here? Partially cloudy? See, I don't tire of Gray Zone because I've not had a lot of time to play games recently. And I don't really find anything else terribly interesting to play, Heroes being the lone exception, because, you know, sort of new game that hits my nostalgia well. I think I see searchlights over there. You are probably a patrol. Clean headshot. Yeah, that's a patrol. That's a patrol. Okay, we're just gonna take a seat. I wonder if I can prone out. I can prone out. Prone out fairly well. Oh, I can't see my reticle because of the grass, which is kind of cool. Alright. Take some time to breathe. I mean, I barely need to breath hold when I'm prone. There's very little reticle sway. But yeah, for what I've played of the new Heroes game, I've really enjoyed the carryovers from 5 and from 3. And it only had like 3 playable races, I think. It had the new interdimensional Cthulhu people, for lack of a better descriptor. It had the Knights, like the default human race. And it had Necromancers, and I played Necromancers because of course I did. I don't see where his searchlight is. So I'm playing vampires. I mean, they're not all vampires. I don't believe I ever play with a vampire hero because they give a unit-specific buff, and at least in the old meta, unit-specific buffs are bad. Unless you figure out you fucking love skeletons. Exactly. See, Sekiro knows what's up. Yeah, I usually play for whichever hero has the highest necromancy buff, because you raise more units from every engagement. And that's just free real estate. I said necromancers. I don't think that's what that word means. Also, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Ah, there you are. That looks like a wandering searchlight, if I've ever seen one. He's probably behind the car. Your favorite Gray Zone game, man or plant? It's always man. Just always assume man. Brisk reload. Skeletons are great. I really enjoyed Skeletons in 5, except when I had to play against them, at which point I rapidly started enjoying them a lot less, for obvious reasons. Are these LOA? If they are, I wanna get their ammo. A dude over there, yeah, there he is. I better stay behind hard cover over here. Oh, someone's clearing out that village over there. Oh, you're clearing this town out there, bud. Whether he's indoors or outdoors. kind of want to chuck a nade inside and see what happens. Quickly circle around. So I hear someone. I think I winged him. He was probably in the next room, so he got like the tail end of the blast. Let's go say hello. Up, not yet, not yet. How fucking many of you are there? I will most likely be playing skeletons, just because I can. What the fuck was that? I love wall banging. Not so much of a fan when that happens to me. Did he just try to shoot at me through the wall, really? Did he really just try that? I heard someone reload. I think he's right over there. I got him through the wall. This says the AI is too dumb. I don't know whether you agree with them. AI was recently... It received a stealth buff recently. So I'm more of a disagree now, because their pathfinding is better as of last week. I would prefer to not rubber band. Let's see what we're working with. I do not enjoy the fact that I am rubber banding quite heavily. There you are. Oh, you were pretty far off. Yeah, we dealt some damage, but obviously not enough. These usually have a little bit of money. Really? I think I spent more in loot, or rather in ammo than I got back in loot. That's kind of sad. Well, at least some of you had cash on. Shitty replacement nades. I am not going to waste too much time here. It's generally not worth it. I would prefer to just not burn. Nighttime. Someone was here recently. Or at least someone fired off shots recently. I don't know if they committed to going into the village. Alright. We are coming up on structures, so let's be mindful of signature. Check our mags. Mags, nope, not popped off. Or are they? No, they are. I spy nothing. I spy... No, that was a searchlight. He just turned away. Yeah, there you are. Let's listen very carefully. Make sure that that did not attract any excess attention. One of the big downsides of using CQ rounds is that, yeah, sure, they penetrate armor very well. but they also do produce a supersonic crack, and the AI is actually acutely aware of it. I'm not gonna get in through here. Probably gonna be forced to go through the front of the building, aren't we? You could just hop the fence. Like, that's something that we can realistically do with very little commitment. Yep, pretty good. Alright. Check the rock. Namthaven restaurant storage key. That's not what we needed. This is the key we need. Turncoat's house key. Just gonna be very careful. We're not going to overcommit. We're not gonna have a big signature. Let's be mindful of footsteps. Civilian gauze, turncoat's valuables. Will there be a mod that lets you burn Pride Month flags? I don't believe they have those in this part of the world, Fagoth. I also don't believe there's mod support in the game. Oh. Surely I have not been spotted. Bathroom. Yeah, so it's not really a salient conversation as part of this game. I think it stands up on its own merit without having to be performatively political. I would put it like this. Do you know any other AAA quality game that allows you to hunt communists through the deep dark jungle? Answer is no, so I'd just be grateful for things that you have. That's a couple of cell phones. I think we made it out like bandits. Where am I supposed to drop this, though? Oh, just hand over at a cop? That's new. Alright, then we just go to Bronco. Thinking along the tangent that would make Onii-san happy. You don't need to overcommit to make me happy. I have a very strong normalcy bias. I don't operate on a need to have all of my beliefs constantly validated. If anything, that's what I'm here to do for the audience. Just kidding. Wonder if I can get a couple of pot shots off on these guys. Yeah, probably not. Visibility's kind of trash. So I'll just head over to Bronco and leave his stuff there. See, I don't think that, you know, correct opinions stated in creative mediums are a direct binary. You either have all of the correct NPC opinions, or you have all of the correct shut opinions expressly written all over the walls. I am perfectly fine with things just trying to be, you know, the thing that it sets out to be, because what defines a good game, or any good creative product, is a thing is good as long as it achieves what it sets out to do. For example, Doom Eternal is a bad Doom game because it sets out to be a Doom game and turns that into an exercise in speedrunning, which is contrary to the core game design of Doom 2016. This game sets out to be a realistic sandbox milsim simulator. It does that with flying colors as far as I'm concerned. Alright, there's our turncoat quest. We have quite a bit of Nightshade left, so let's top off our ammo. I don't want these nades, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offload these phones here. That's probably a repeat key as far as I recall. We'll drink this. We'll top off our ammo. Leave the money here. Alright, what else do I want? I probably want 2, maybe 6 more grenades. Top up on grenades. So yeah, I don't want to do any aggressive flag waving or burning, whichever which way, in this particular context. I want a fun milsim game. I want my gun autism thoroughly scratched. I want the power fantasy of hunting AK militias through the dark, because I can see at night and they can't. Where is that testing kit? I keep misplacing it, and then I have to spend an entire hour looking for it. Nowhere to be seen. Very likely not here. Not here. Maybe here? Nope. I'm just hoarding turn-in items. Nope. Also no. Empty backpack. Where did I put it? Also no. Oh, there it is. Okay, 2 testing kits. Fantastic. Alright, let's make our way over to Delta 2. So, uncharacteristically, we're going to do a lab rat quest. From my understanding, at level 4 she sells the good stuff, so we may as well do something. And I did accept that quest, and it's a lose-on-death quest, so I probably want to actually complete it until I eat shit on some omniscient AI doming me through a wall. It is funny how none of the kills that I've had along the way counted towards the counter. It's like very specifically people in that village. Which I guess is fine, but you know. I wonder if any of the ding-dongs over here will count towards that. It's unlikely that they do, but I may as well try. Did I overestimate my hold or what? Oh, they count. Okay, well I guess you're all going to die. Good thing about CQ ammo is that if you light them up once, they're guaranteed to have started bleeding, so usually a matter of time before they go down. I don't think that's a searchlight. My raw visibility is not as good as my optic visibility, so what I'm going to do is, if I turn on a visible laser, he's probably going to see me. 'Cause he's right over there. Well, I mean, I just shot you. What are you gonna do about it? Test that today. They definitely see visible laser. Yeah, I thought as much. That's why the D-ball is always worth it. Ooh, okay. Not sure who shot at me. Someone did. You know, he's gonna bleed out eventually. I may as well just go and call my bird. I think the reticle darkening is a deliberate design choice to sort of prevent nighttime sniping. Okay, how do we... Well, Echo 2 on paper is closer, so I guess we'll do that.
Moving to Delta 2.
Oh, I don't have that as an accepted quest because I probably lost it on death. That means I don't necessarily need to do it. Yeah.
Raven here. I'm moving out. ETA 30 seconds.
I mean, I may as well pop my head in at least before I accept it, you know. Should be a fun little excursion. Nighttime urban warfare, a little bit of CQB to get the humors flowing. Oh, hi there.
I'm at the LZ. Hurry up and get in.
Bro's just manning the stall. just hanging out.
Strap in. We're heading out.
What the hell? Wait. Is my illuminator damaged? Since when? This is new.
Get ready. 30 seconds.
No, okay, so it's just the menu showing it wrong. I mean, it's 60%, it's not great, but also it's not, like, damaged. Wait, so I've retained the testing kits. If I accept the mission, do I get 2 more testing kits? And what do I do with those testing kits? Can I sell them back to Labrat? Alright, so if I recall correctly, there is not good visibility from the perch over here. Shopping block, neutralize enemies around Sawmill. Yes, sir. My pleasure. We're gonna approach from the north. Yeah, I have no idea what to do with those kits. Can you not sell them back to her? There used to be sellable items, you just had to buy those if you lost them. That a searchlight I see over there. That is in fact a search. Nope. Is it not? Let's break out the binos. Oh, that's an asshole. Yep, that's definitely an asshole. That's okay, I have a 200 grain greeting to send his way. I can just make his head out through the bushes. What the hell is my optic even zeroed to? Like, I shot clean over his head, despite having my dot directly on his head. Used to have the directly opposite problem with those. Just gonna throw a nade. May the odds be ever in your favor. Oh, it kind of bounced. Okay, it was kind of in your favor. That's one, but I know there's two of you there. See, this is what I play this game for. What are they going to do against the nameless horror that just keeps picking them off from the woods? They have no counter to the 6-foot-tall corn-fed Ohioan with night vision and an M14. Well, fine. Technically, I'm running an LWAV, but you know what I mean. But they are just ontologically cooked. There's nothing they can do. I am their natural apex predator. Damn, nights are actually fucking dark now. Alright, let's be mindful of tripwires. Those are fairly frequented campsites. Who are you guys? Redstone Brigade. Just gonna go ahead and find your friend real quick. Oh. What have we here? An AKMN. Disgusting. If I find anything better, I'll throw it out. Oh, he bled out. Nice. Sneaky little bitch. He was sitting there behind that rock with his light turned off. I love it. Free grenade. Let's hope the other one also has a free grenade. I need to listen very carefully. I'm not even sure where he died. There he is. It's one of those weird hill to die on, but at least you're dead. Complete blood loss. That was kind of quick. I gave him a 3-point bleed, I guess. Are we stocked up? We are not. Okay, we're stocked up now. Redstone Brigade usually... Well, I don't know if they're usually booby-trapped. I know that some of their locations are booby-trapped. For example, the mechanic shop. I know that one is booby-trapped. I wonder if this gives me a line of sight. Surely it does. It's leading me somewhere. Stick the hard cover, especially as we move relatively loudly. I think I've been up on this ledge. No, or not. That natural light, or was that a flashlight? You can never tell. Do some recon. Ha! That is a noisemaker. You know what? I really don't feel like fucking around too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slowly make my way down. That's the same noisemaker that they use in Banpa. So it's probably Naga group stuff, right? What are we looking at here? Are these zone effects? I remember hearing that in the zone. Yeah, I'm supposed to be afraid of the twigs popping and whatnot, so we're getting zone effects for some reason. Ominous music, sure. Ooh, spoopy. I do suspect there are fucking people here, though. I think I see them, too. Came too early to stream, now the femboy daycare dojo is stuck into your head. That is entirely a thing of your own doing. Has nothing to do with the stream. Alright, eerie atmosphere, sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure I kill everything before I start moving around. I don't believe I see searchlights. Oh, I'm getting radiation poisoning. Oh, that's not great. Alright, nothing a little KI can't fix. Let's be quick about this. Collect samples from corpses. Soil dugout, okay. Do it quickly. And we can probably be mostly assured that there's nothing here. Do not like this. Gonna touch the bodies, a soil dugout. I'm in the village near Sawmill, you remember is dead silent with animal sounds? Okay. Do you remember where's the stuff that I need? I'm trying to keep track of my rads, and they seem to be mostly okay, but I'm not a big fan. So if you can help me out with stuff I need before I get terminal radiation poisoning, that would be great. Dirt pile taped off down the hill. There's some piece of LAF intel that I'm supposed to find. Do you know where that is? I neglected to bring iodine. I feel like I'm gonna get fucked for that. Papers on a corpse cart? Okay. Papers on corpse cart. I see corpse cart. No papers. Geiger counter. They have iodine there? Where? On the spot? See drinks, I don't see any iodine. I see smokes, but they don't help with anything in this version. Naloxone, lighter, nope, nothing here. Did I miss the papers on that corpse cart? I don't want to get too close to them. Yeah, it does not appear to have any iodine nor any papers. Can you please look up a walkthrough for the locations of stuff? I would prefer to not loiter here more than I have to. Oh, modern watch. Ooh, emerald necklace. Not taking the perfume. At the very least, there's not stuff here, so... Tool set... Car... Civilian gauze... Ooh, a Colt 1911. Yeah, I am not seeing what I need. My rads are not climbing, so it's only dangerous directly by the corpses, I guess. Maybe by the contaminated groundswell. You're in... You're in FN Infirmary, so you're unavailable. Understandable. You do you. I will have to figure this out on my own, I guess. Task, pictures, that's the way in. Oh, there are papers at the checkpoint at the entrance, okay. Checkpoint. Ah, okay, this is probably what I need, right? Nope, these are not papers I need. Bandage, hemorrhage, syringe, not things I need. Geiger counter is silent. So I need to find another corpse cart. This is a corpse cart, but it does not have any readables on it. Okay, that's a land dug in. Collect my samples and dip out. There we go, we collect samples. Are there any readables I can consult? That is the last thing I am missing. Bring back LAF intel. Where the fuck do I get LAF intel? Surely it would be prominently placed somewhere. I'm gonna have to go to a cop. Let's not step into the irradiated soil. How are we doing? Oh, where were 2 rads in? That's not great. Deck of cards. Not terribly useful. Supply crate, kind of empty. Non-kickable football. Where do I get intel? I'll just try following the road, I guess. So if I need to collect and hand over intel, that would imply that it's a folder. Right? It's like intel and shit. I think I see something over there. Potassium iodine? Okay, that's good to have. How many hits of potassium iodine are on this thing? Did I just acquire injuries? No, I did not. Okay, just nausea. Okay, I'm lowering my rads, so... Alright, I need to clear the fuck out of this place before I go down in a bad way. Fuck it, I'm taking 2 because 1 did not take. I feel like I collected way more rads than I needed by just picking up that iodine. The intel is on a cart near the main entrance. Just paper strings. Okay, main entrance where? Down or up? Because I've checked every cart so far. Up the hill. Okay, there's the entrance. The medvac and sign. Yeah, that one didn't have anything. Ibolin, paracetamol. Sucks to suck. Okay, so this is the entrance, right? So I'm walking into town, and you say it's papers on one of the corpse carts. So there is a corpse cart over here. Medbag, just papers sitting there blithely. I'm looking at a corpse cart. I'm not seeing any papers. You know what? There's no one here, so I'm just gonna switch over to a visible flashlight. So no papers here. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. Take. Fantastic. Let's get the fuck out of here. Zero out of 10 would not recommend. We are probably gonna go... You know what? I'm just gonna go to my LZ and just head straight back. That's what I'm gonna do. How many rads am I currently under? None? Okay, so I just need to leave the area. Once I'm far enough out, I'm just gonna hit it. I mean, I could just follow the road all the way to Echo 2. When it goes quiet, it makes you nervous. It doesn't work on me because I know that is sort of the zone spooky effect, so that's why it doesn't really unnerve me. I'm not enjoying my guy having a... Oh, okay. I guess that's a thing. Guys are just chilling out there. They're just big chilling. There is a control point that goes up there. I did just bowl a strike, hell yeah. 5 bodies. Count them. See? Destroyed brain. Get my grenade catch back on these. Kinda banged up. Should I at least be taking the ammo off of these ding-dongs? Don't seem to have anything better. This one has a little bit of cash. Why did I need these 2 sampling kits? It's not like I collected anything. Because I got the corpse and I got the soil. Why does it give me a sampling kit if I'm not going to use it for anything? Paracetamol, alright. You love to see it. They were just standing there with their lights off, and they're just chilling. Alright, I need to set a different marker for myself, though. Echo 2. Just let's be aware of where that is. I could probably just cut here, and be better off than I were following the road. Nope, scratch that. That's a very sketchy incline. Alright, let's just walk along the road and be careful not to walk into a patrol. If we can help it. Should be some kind of off-ramp here, because I don't want to mess with the checkpoints, because we're just about to go into daylight visibility. So there's possibly going to be a patrol as I cross the road, but that should be about it. So we're just going to be careful about crossing the road, and we should be fine. Hello, GPU, are you okay? You seem to be better now, okay. It does look a little jittery. We good? Alienware, what say you? GPU utilization, 97%. That's 99%. Not great, not great. Let me quickly swap models and see if it's any better. Surely this will not have any negative effects. Alright. Booyah. Still a little bit spurgy, still not quite enjoying the expo. Whoa! OBS, are you okay? You are not okay. Guess we're just walking into a graphically intense area. Alright, we seem to be mostly back. Alright, we do not want to emerge directly against... Seeker of Change get one... What? I don't... What are you saying, Oteri? You are speaking in tongues. Okay, we are not within earshot of any cops, or rather of any patrols. I would prefer to not do anything that would cause my GPU to spurg right now. Ooh, she is running a little toasty. Let me kill Discord or any other superfluous services I currently have on. Oh, that's not... Oh, that explains a lot. Oh, that's not great. Okay. Just gonna quit out of Discord. Yeah, I need to hide some things and bobs over here real quick. Let's see. Foogies go away. There we go. Now we should be doing better. I had some other things competing for resources there for a moment. You know what? We're gonna go to the cop. We're gonna retool for daytime shenanigans, because we do have a sawmill quest to kill stuff. Wonder how far along that one I am. Oh, we only have 2 more scalps to claim. I could probably do it off this ridge. are people directly by me, probably on that bird. And that is fine. I don't really plan to go into Sawmill proper. I'm just gonna take a couple of pot shots at the assholes at the northmost end. God, that's loud. Let's slap our magnifier on. Let's confirm our targets. I see one. One is enough, because once I get that one, I will get my second. There we go. Fantastic. All in a day's work. It's not like I need handshake rep, but he does pay money, so... See, we don't even need to go back into Sawmill. Three-man team going into Sawmill, level 22, level 13... and level 18, so they are likely to not have keys. At least not to everything. I could piggyback off of them. That would be a little boring to do. There's no fun in just running around picking up loot. You gotta work for it. You know, I could switch over to my other model now that we're on more stable ground. Alright, let me get to the cop first. I could also server hop. I could also do that. Let me hand off my quest. In progress. There you go, there you go, there you go, and there. Let's collect these. I wonder if I can sell these. Yeah, because I did not need this. It's not actually used for the quest. Vendor lab rat. She does not sell. She does not buy them. No one buys them. That's just in my inventory now. That's great. I'm just gonna throw them out. Because I can. Cannot drop mission critical stuff. Oh, that's great. I just gave up 4 spots in my inventory for free. That's fantastic. Diabolical work. Let me try to swap out to the other model. Model. .1. Give it a moment. A poopity poppity. There we go. Back to Gray Zone. What are things I can do? What are things I can do? There is a Banshee quest that's sort of interesting. Let's sell these. I need to figure out how to mount a suppressor onto that thing. See, he only unlocks the SD handguard at level 4. So, and that's what I really want. Let's see. Map. Meyer job, water and fire, Schadenfreude. Domesticated rat, guns and ammo. I'm not sure why it's showing those quests as locked, because they're not. Cash report, no thank you. Investigate the truck ambushed by the LAF. Marked as unavailable, even though I can definitely just go there. Oh, I forgot to sell this. Let's do one more nighttime excursion. We're just gonna server hop to get it. And just gonna retool, grab this, grab that, offload my money. And we're gonna safely end deployment. Because I want to do EOD, and EOD is in that sketchy mechanical depot. So we're just gonna pick... that'll do. 2 AM is enough time to go there. Ooh, livestock, though. Livestock is also available, although less straightforward in terms of CQB action. Slightly more sketchy because big mixed terrain. Not a lot of time to work angles there. Let's see which one gives more rep. Drinking the same depleted can of yerba mate. None of you are hydrating the streamer. 150. Also 150. Okay, we're doing Delta 4.
Raven dispatched. Moving to base camp.
Oh, that's very bright. That's very bright. I'd rather not. Someone just spawned with their light turned on. I'm actually completely serious about the VPN. Yes, I get money if you sign up for the 12-month plan, but also, if it wasn't a good VPN, essentially if it wasn't ExpressVPN, I would not be shilling it. So you threw a grenade and closed the door? Fantastic. I like that they have movement that, you know, compels them to move around and get out of the way if they're shot.
We're getting close. 1 minute.
That's the other thing I don't like about Labrat quests. She keeps driving me into places where I am risking being killed while snooping around for some obscure shit, or from just sheer exposure, or both. That's why I don't enjoy those. And I really don't get anything interesting for those quests too, so... Alright, it's gonna be raining any minute now.
Move out!
Right, we have an option of being thorough, and I like being thorough, so that's what we're gonna do. We need to clear out the ding-dongs that hang around. Try some of the simplest stuff. Go to the outskirts of Tiger Bay, poke the building, okay? I mean, that's fair, but it's also a building near Tiger Bay. Alright, there's usually a number of things to do here. Oddly depopulated. Weird. Any friend? Okay, someone's taking pot shots, not sure from where. Those look like patrol lights, so not from there. Someone is third-partying them. Listen, I'm not gonna argue with a good thing. I see a patrol there too. Ah, someone is hitting my location. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go and help. I'm just gonna go and help. So that is what friends do. Even though we are not friends. But hell, it's not a kill quest, so it's not like I'm depriving anyone of anything. I'm also not sure how many people are involved, so at any point the guy could eat shit and die, and I'll have to clear the rest of it. So let's just tread lightly, okay? He can have all of the loot. I'm not particularly interested in this as a POI for loot. I just want the Banshee rep. Alright, these guys are cleared out. Usually there's a couple of stragglers around here that hide in the buildings, but I guess not. Paracetamol, what are they using? I'm gonna judge their ammo choice. Okay, M80 ball. M80 ball A1. Okay, so it's the steel penetrator M80. Respectable. Turn my IR laser to make myself known. It would appear that our good Samaritan has either left completely or was driven out. Seeing lots of bodies around. Seeing open doors. Hey there. Alright, okay, so he's just cleaning them out. Alright, EOD it is. So I just need to touch some blue barrels and then touch some detonators. That should be fine. No, not even blue barrels, just the detonator. Is that all I need?
What's up, big dog?
Hey there. I think that's everything I need. Yeah, I just need to go hand this over. Nice, we have time to do something else in that case. What's our nearest drop-off? Savannah? It's nice when things work out. It's nice to have the excitement of clearing an entire base on your own, but sometimes it's also nice to just walk in, grab what you need, and leave. My guy was also fairly efficient. I guess he was running an M14, if they were eating M80s. Alright, just make sure that I don't run into a patrol or anything like that. I guess I do have enough time for that gunny quest. Just gonna go ahead and grab my stuff and go explore that ambushed truck. Okay, road. Look both ways before crossing, okay. Especially in daytime. Pretty sure I didn't fire off a single shot. And that is fine. Okay, hand this over. Cash in. What am I, 1,200 rep away for Banshee? This is 170 for I mean, not a lot of work. I do need to chew through 2 POIs. Not even full POIs, there's just the checkpoint on the road there. Okay. Still pretty dork. What am I zeroed to, actually? 50 meters, okay. Well, it looked like his light went out, so... do not have visual on where the light is coming from. Ah, there he is. Okay. I probably have a little bit of bullet drop from... Oh, actually not at all. Never mind. We are still very much at just aim good, stupid. Alright, he's running. I'm gonna drink some gamer juice. How are we doing for ammo? That's pretty okay. See light there, I see a light over there. We probably are gonna have to move in a little closer. Well, we're pretty far out of their engagement range, especially at night. Reload when you can, not when you have to. I think I see his headlamp, but Not quite. There he is. Would be funny if their lights stayed on when they died, so you can just see one lay flat. As opposed to just turning it off, unless you hit it directly. Just have it work off of an organ-based system. Yeah, I still see at least one of you over there. I like that I can have that audible feedback of the bullet cracking the sound barrier. Very nice. Alright, let's move in. Probably gonna have some resistance from the house over there. Not enjoying these lighting conditions. Alright, I see ambush truck, I see searchlights. Yeah, I probably want to go into full auto with night vision at this point. We're at intermediate ranges, so... Help is on the way. I'll crouch for this one. I think that helped. Whoa! I saw that. This is how I ruined my accuracy. Rather, my recorded accuracy, but you know what I mean. You gotta have those stats. You gotta be able to flex. Alright, one of them bled out. Oh, it's gonna take me back to the rice depot. Right, I remember this now. This is not a great time of day to attempt this quest. I mean, I'm here, I may as well. Make sure that I clear all of them. Leave no bush Wookie behind. There are some refresher nades. Almost got hit by my own shrapnel. There's a big checkpoint over there. What's in the equipment box? Nothing worth taking. I noticed that the blueberry helmets have become very rare. Investigate the ambush. Ooh, I'll take that. Report finding, loot, investigate ambush truck. Any more of you around here? Likely blood loss, understandable, have a nice day. Looking good on you, a little bit of money, sure. What else do I need to do? Follow the main road to the origin of the shipment. Alright, that's not a quest that I am going to attempt right now. Simply because it's going to be daytime, and I don't like doing CQB in the daytime. So we're just going to run back. I wonder if we can server hop again. Check on the guys here. I recall someone saying that nothing puckers your asshole like hearing an AK you don't see switch to full auto. Anything good? Can I take that? No? Okay. Are car batteries turn-in items at any point? Guess I could take your shitty fucking AK. And to call an AK shitty would imply the existence of a non-shitty AK, and I have yet to see that. It's an interesting thought recently clouded my mind. You know how we turn away from conventional terrestrial video, or rather terrestrial television, because it's so saturated with ads, like everything is inauthentic. Like, it's all slop, yada yada yada, all your classic and actually valid concerns about cable. And then you go to streaming platforms, and streaming platforms are like, here's your platform Twitch-mandated obligatory ad that you need to experience in order to keep watching the stream. But also, here's a sponsorship readout. I say that as I did a sponsorship readout today, but listen, I am self-aware. I know what I'm doing. UAV control station. I don't know if I need this, but then again, with LLA being as readily available as they are, I don't think I need to hoard it necessarily. Magikarp, Magikarp, Magikarp. I want that. Poke catch. I like Magikarp. There we go. Vendor, Banshee. 2 grand, not bad. I wonder, what should I do? I wonder. Let's do some daytime work, actually. Let's just not... I'm kind of being excessively lazy by exclusively doing night ops. Being a spooky boy in the woods is my happy place, but sometimes you gotta put in some honest work too. So let's get that DMR up. Time to ventilate some skulls. But where? Let's look at the map, see what we can do in the daytime. I mean, this is doable daytime, I just don't really want to. What are my other options on the map, though? Meyer job, I don't need handshake rep anymore, so... don't want to do that. Lethal dose, double agent, freedom fighters. So that's definitely a nighttime mission, because you need to go deep into the woods into a commie camp. So not great. Investigate houses for clues, also more of a nighttime kind of thing. Memory leak. Rest for a while. See, all of the tier 3 areas are kind of... If you're a solo player, they are kind of balanced around you doing them at night. Delayed package. Already done that one. I don't care for turncoat rep anyway. What comes up? Nomad is not taken. A single drop. I mean, that one's doable. It's only 2 spots to check out, and it is relatively okay visibility. So I guess let's do that one. It's a little bit of gunny rep. Not a bad thing to not a bad spot to do. So we're gonna do some light trekking, capture a couple of cops maybe. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Let's call in our bird.
Roger, Raven is in the air and heading to Delta 4.
Good for provisions. Let's grab another energy drink because arm stamina is going to come at a premium if we're playing long range. I've cranked up the vibrancy on the screen a little bit, so you tell me if it's a little bit, if it's better, if it's darkish. Because the visibility is inconsistent between my 2 screens. Like, I play on my primary screen, and it's nice, vibrant, and, well, reasonably colorful. Meanwhile, the native display on my laptop is kind of desaturated, shitty, and dark, you know? And I don't know which one more accurately represents what you guys are seeing. Magikarp escaped. That's a shame. Do they have a low catch rate natively? I feel like they should. I feel like they would. At least in Pokemon Go.
This is Raven arriving shortly near your position.
Catch rates for non-legendaries don't really matter in late game because you're so high level, nothing on the map is going to be at your level, so all of your catch rates are inherently good. Especially, you know, weight of the ball sort of starts factoring into that. Whether or not you do a curveball, how accurately you can throw. As a Pokemon Go player, you're going to eventually figure out technique for throwing greats and excellence very consistently.
Landing, get in, go!
Depends on the Pokemon hurt box.
We're taking off.
Some are easier to hit with than others, but one of the more recent updates, they've updated the hurt boxes to make excellent and greats land very easily. I remember the original launch Pokemon Go, where you actually needed to develop a skill for throwing Pokeballs. Which was fun. We would do legendary raids with Oni Wife, and she would have me try to catch Pokemon for her because I had a better throwing hand. You know, sort of proprioception, understanding 3D space better because male brain and so on. Ooh, someone's having fun. Where even am I? Ah, FN3 Auxiliary Base. Cryptic signals. People never consider in Pokemon baseball is incredibly popular. Yes, I guess. I guess the cartoon does sort of show the Pokeball throw as being reminiscent of pitching technique. I guess you have a point there, yeah. It's interesting that there's not been a more overt collaboration between any of the major baseball leagues in Pokemon, or at least not that I'm aware of. Maybe in passing they've tickled each other's taints, but I guess the core appeal of Pokemon is not in the baseball homage, you know? Okay. Not a single drop.
We're getting close. 30 seconds.
So this one is right by the cop, should be fairly straightforward, and then we go over to the one that's surrounded a little bit more thoroughly. So the one by Blackjack over there. We can walk there, I just kind of don't want to. Because the roads are filled with whatever the PMC is, Viper, I think. Is the PMC also named Viper like the boss?
Spread out.
Is he the boss of the entire PMC, or is he just a field commander? Viper security specialist, and he is the boss. Let's see, much like Naga runs Naga Group. Huh. That's my fuel tanker to explore over there. Oh, I forgot that my yeah, that zooms are usually unkind to the GPU. Surely I am close enough that nothing bad can happen. See the valve, I don't see any assholes around, so just go full auto, YOLO it. I eagerly await the audio reshuffle when the groups get their distinct audio tracks. I'll crank my audio slightly. It'd be very embarrassing to just die a couple of yards away from the cop. This one used to be in the airfield. I wonder why they decided to put it here. Okay, I'm gonna call a bird because this is... It's not worth walking all the way there. It's gonna be a waste of time. Oversaturation of quests on high security areas. Well, that just means that we need to get around, get some people into the Discord and VC and just do those. It is a team game, inherently. Focusing main quests on them as multi-step process becomes a better option. Yep. This is supposed to be a cooperative game, especially in PvE.
Raven reporting. I'm on my way. ETA 30 seconds.
Like, your quality of life improves dramatically if you're running with a squad, or at least with one other person.
I'm here. Move it. Go. Strap in. We're heading out.
Alright, we're gonna swing by Nomad. And from Nomad, we're going to go down to Blackjack. That way we score a little bit of extra HP. Speaking of which, it's time to penetrate Tiger Bay.
Go, go, go!
Do more shit for Labrat. You have fun. I'm probably going to do this one, then I'm going to switch over to Heroes, because I'm kind of itching to play a little bit of Heroes, at least to sort of, you know, get my feet wet. I want to try the Inferno faction, because I kind of played a lot of Necromancer in the most recent game, and I'm interested to see how they reworked Inferno. Because I've missed, what, I haven't played 6 or 7, because those were, like, abysmally bad. It's funny how that works, right? Regale you with a tale from the 90s? Why the 90s specifically? Why not my heyday during the Heian period? What about the 90s in particular entices you? I mean, in a big way, we are currently reliving the 90s. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We are kind of experiencing a Hall of Mirrors version of the 90s. People were uncensored video games and media was not shit. I mean, we're right over here playing a pretty uncensored video game. If anything, I would say that right now is a more prolific time for unfiltered video game content. It's just that anything that's been institutionalized as a business venture has become either sanitized or overtaken by activists. There are still good games. Case in point, Gray Zone. If you don't like Gray Zone, there you go. Heroes of Might and Magic, recently released. If the demo was any indication, it is an absolutely banger game. And it's a full AAA game. It's just funny that apparently the IP was held hostage up to the point where Tencent would be in a position to benefit from it unilaterally without having to share with Ubisoft shareholders. It's funny how that works out. Funny how we haven't had a good Heroes game up until the point Ubisoft was bought out by Tencent. It just, you know, kind of makes you think a little bit, you know? Like a coinky of a goddamn dink if I've ever seen one. It's almost as if Tencent was actively working to subvert and torpedo a AAA studio in order to take over its catalog. And then purge it of all of the shit that made the company go tits up. It's probably outside of render distance, if I had to guess. Just a checkpoint over there. Still a couple of places where we can thin the herd before we go in. People were uncensored. I feel like we're rediscovering that. It's cool to notice certain things. I would say the counterculture that is ostensibly cool is to notice to a fault, I would call it. Like, you have people who adopt noticing as their primary character, is their defining character trait, and it becomes kind of cringy. Professional contrarians have never been so in demand. That's why you have the sort of Candace Owens and Cucker types. I'd say we're very much in the shock jock 90s again. Visor glasses are in once again. Or at least I insist that they are. Everything's in bright, flashy colors. Millennials are very much just manifesting their childhood into existence all over again. Saw Anna Kasparian and Nick Fuentes back to back. I'm not sure where Kasparian is at. Fuentes finally admits to being a moderate Dem, surprising only groupers. The video of talking that's not a sentence that makes sense in a sentence. Not a statement that makes sense outside of a sentence. Democratic Socialists and National Socialists? Well, what about them? Fagoth, please speak in complete sentences. I implore you. You will get your point across much better that way. Is anyone hiding in this little house? Oh, that's a player body. That's 2 player bodies. No, those are not player bodies. Those are Viper bodies. Those are nice backpacks. Nice grenades too. Damn. Alright, you have a mate 5.5 on you. Do you have a mate 5.5 on you? Oh, he took your gun. No, he didn't take your gun. He just stripped it and left it on the ground. Nice. It's probably the shots that I heard from before. But what were you trying to allude to there? Are we exploring horseshoe theory? What's going on here? The woke right and the woke left are both socialist, both use same talking points, they're likely both funded by the same sources. I mean, they're probably both funded by the SPLC, or were at least to a certain point. If Nick's sudden hiatus is anything to go by. Did they clean out the checkpoint too? Getting potent urge to sneak into YBL and depopulate it? Talk tactical to me. Ooh. Oh no, I just missed the nastiest double kill. I'm gonna wait for them to realign. I want that. Come on, move. And I had full auto on. Fuck. That's unfortunate. Let's back up into hard cover for a moment. Damn, I fumbled that one so badly. Well, at least you're both dead. Urge to depopulate YBL, you say? Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Oh, you're in cover. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Alright, let's make sure no one's up. Bro just walked in on his own shift. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, how quaint. Hey there, Codename. Walked into a fumbled double headshot. I'm sorry you had to see it. I forgot to switch off the giggle switch. I hope you understand. Let's back out. How are you doing today, Codename? Do you have a VPN that you use on a regular basis, and is it ExpressVPN? Because I have a bridge to sell you. Alright, I'm just no longer exercising good marksmanship. Shame on me. Has your Beretta arrived, by the way? It's an A300, right? Alright, that's probably all of them. I am going to move up to the COP A300, supposed to get to the FFL on Monday. Nice. It's nice that regular guns get processed faster than NFA items, or rather, it sucks that NFA items have a separate process altogether. Because I lost a full week waiting for a Form 3 to go through for my FFL to fully onboard the suppressor when I bought it. There is 1000% someone sitting in a bush behind that tanker. Is it a vanilla A300? Is it one of the mods, or what is it? Describe your gun purchase to me. Ultima Patrol. Oh, that's nice. That's one of the high-end mods. It's basically a 1301 without the 1301 price tag. You basically have like a full $1,000 gun without paying $1,000 for it. Let's capture this cop just in case I find a way to eat shit. And offload that Lancer.
Blackjack is secured and fully under our control.
But yeah, that's very cool. Congratulations on the purchase. unload, put that here. That over here. Only handshake buys these. Pack my items. I know that I'm not in need of storage space. Like, that's just not something that I'm really hurting for. But I like to keep my stuff organized. Right, I don't see anyone walking around, but I also do not trust. Not at all. Looking forward to mag dumping buckshot into trash with it. Hell yeah. Running a gas-operated semi-auto fast is very, very fun. Like, on the surface, nothing about it is terribly exciting, you know? Okay, it's semi-auto, it's nothing new. But for some reason, when you can run a shotgun at its, like, topped-out cyclical rate, for some reason it just hits different. And it has the same, self-regulating gas system as the Benelli, so... Well, I mean, Benelli is owned by Beretta, or the other way around, I forget. I'm gonna take their ammo. I don't want anything else. Someone's just been through here. The high collars, unload, drop. Ooh, VIP passport. What's the capacity on it? Is it a 7-round tube? Seven plus one, good man. Alright, you can ghost load those now. They had to change the lifter, if I recall correctly, because on the early models you couldn't ghost load. Could not. Well, that's everything I wanted. I love ghost loading. It is not really practical unless you're actively staging for a raid. Like, there's not really a civilian use for ghost loading outside of just having silly fun with it. And it's a cool party trick. Especially if you'll have someone who's a little bit less experienced with guns and they have a Benelli because it's a nice Italian shotgun and you show it to them as a cool party trick. You rarely get to do that because, most people who would go out of their way to buy a Benelli probably know how to ghost load. I feel like I just offloaded something useful. Oh well. I will find it eventually. This is definitely less useful. I got plenty of grenades too. Alright, sell this to Banshee. So goes that. Oh, Turncoat buys these too, okay. Do I really need Turncoat rep for anything? It's not like he sells anything I want. He does have that other chest rig, I guess. Yeah, he sells a better chest rig at some point. So it's probably worth leveling him a little bit. Over Handshake, since Handshake is maxed out. I'm probably going to sell this VIP passport because I have a ton of these. Alright, let's change gears. Gray Zone is fun, but I just do not have the mental bandwidth for it today. And is it just too mean to eat bobbleheads lychees berries on the way out of town? Not really. I'd say that's standard operating procedure as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we are going to change to Heroes of Might and magic. But we need to find the old era. There we go. Missed the intro to the stream because your sleep schedule is stuck at night shift, I see. When did I pick up the ExpressVPN sponsor? Just today. I literally logged into my stream elements to see if there was a Heroes sponsorship I could make use of, since I was going to play it anyway. And instead, there was an ExpressVPN spot, and I picked it up because ExpressVPN is a good VPN. It is a VPN that allows me to skirt by all of the Japanese sites that actively try to gatekeep VPNs, because it has multiple protocols that it can make use of. So if you're looking for something to break out of region prisons and like play region locked games, ExpressVPN is the way to go. You get 4 months if you sign up to at least 12 months. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess it's fucking halfwits. This is why you hop behind runs? Left behind a gold card, 2 rifles, and a laptop. Maybe they didn't need it. This is technically an early access game, so what we're going to do is campaign auto saves, quick start. I'm more concerned about video. Borderless, anti-aliasing, VSync, that should be fine. Bloom effect, textures, SSAO, reflections, none, shadows, low. Hopefully, I don't remember if this game was a graphical hog, but we're going to turn off VSync just in case. Maximum FPS locked at 60. Audio, we're going to tone down the music so that it's tasteful but not overwhelming. Don't mute when minimized, and yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Battle auto-resolve, yes. Use spells and auto-resolve, yes. Auto-exit result windows if no losses. Sure. Hide battle difficulty, no. Oh, okay, auto-resolve, there we go. Can I choose auto-resolve? Use spells and auto-resolve. City camera mode. Spellbook animations, yes. Pop-in notifications, yes. Additional player time. Map camera speed. I remember that being a little lackluster, so we're going to turn that all the way up. Show movement, show template scheme. I don't remember what that is. Screen edge map scrolling, yes please. The readability, audio hotkeys. Camera move up and down. Hell yeah, that was missing in the demo. That was dearly missing. I'm just gonna go raw into just skirmish. Oh, there are extras too. Map. Oh, there's a map editor. We are so back. New game, custom game. I wish to play... I've already played Necropolis, so it would be a little bit samey. I kind of want to play Hive, I guess, is the replacement for Inferno now. I really like the old setting. Excel map, sure. I don't want to be player 1 because then everyone is going to fuck with me. So I am going to... Let's say player and move you to AI. You go random. I go Hive. I kind of want to play Hive. Let's give you a different color, and I'll take red. Pick ban. Okay, cool. Classic. Arena is what? Is just the fighting, right? I love that you can hot seat locally, that's so cool. Animation speeds, 100%, random weak events, end game when all opponents defeated, yes. Economy easy, enemy strength easy. Let's go enemy strength normal. Keep the AI easy while I'm still accommodating. Select map or template, all around. Yeah, we'll just go with that one. Let's see how it performs. I want to benchmark the graphics, and I don't know how the faction operates yet, so... I think you can still do the classic cheese of going Dungeon, Black Dragons, and Cast Armageddon. That's just not something worth fixing, because it is a bit of a random toss-up, realistically. Like, Seth made it look very impressive, it's really not. For one, you need to luck out on having casters of a high enough level. Alright, let's see. What are we building? Grants 2+2 attack, upgrades, marketplace, produces gold. Okay, we need to maximize our shit first. Prerequisites not met. Construct. How do I construct? I would like to construct. If it says green, then it means that I can construct. Oh, okay. Produce 5. Oh, I get to pick an upgrade. I see. More law, more astrology points. I don't know what astrology points do, but listen, the main building is for making gold, as far as I'm concerned. Recruit creatures, locust, parasite. Extremely cool names. Hive Queen. Okay, Inferno has been completely reworked. I didn't get to pick my hero, actually. What do you do? Intimidating Strike, Heroic Strike, Dash. What's your base skill? Basic Summon Swarm. Once per round lays eggs on the battlefield. At the start of the next round, they spawn a stack of fire larvae. The stack has 8% of total HP of all hive spawns. Ah, okay, so that is the mechanic there. Basic Combat. Heroic Strike does plus 10% damage. Parasite. Oh, I am enjoying the design. Long reach. High. Oh, this also does hive spawn. What do you do? Melee, double strike, harvest. Jumps onto a chosen corpse within 3 hexes, devours it, gains 2 attack, 1 defense, speed, initiative. Ooh. Okay, so this is a momentum-based faction, which Inferno always was to a certain extent. I don't like the fact that I don't have any shooters. That's probably the next step in my tiers. Alright. Morale, advanced summon swarm. I feel like that's worth. Warmth of the nest. Friendly hive creatures deal 10%. Ooh, okay. Fire larva +1 fire larva spawned. Deal +1 damage. Let's go for warmth of the hive. Uncontested, yes. Why am I playing yellow? I very specifically picked red, but that's okay, I guess. What are you trying to convey there, Fagoth? I fucked up setting up the game. Quit game. Quit to main menu. I've managed to create a hot seat. Let's not do that. Custom game. Let's go. No. Let's go player, but you are AI player. There we go. Unless I found a bug. Hive. Okay, we get to pick the hero. Creatures in army deal plus 10% basic attack damage, plus additional 1% of hero level. Reaver growth, and so no, this is a unit specialist. It means I need to work harder on setting up the game. Oh, you posted that before you knew that I fucked up. Needs 1 additional attribute point. Unit specific, don't like that. Heroic Strike, that's the guy we got initially. Summon a Fire Larva stack has 4% more health plus another 1% for each 2 heroes. Okay, that's a maybe. Locust growth. Friendly creatures have more morale. Higher chance of triggering positive morale. In a tactics phase has +1 hex. That's a learnable skill. +5 movement. Okay. Immune to negative effects in battle on a global map. Creatures take -10% magic damage in addition to 2% for every 3 Oh. Oh, that is diabolical, actually. 10% crystals per day. Horned growth. Hive Queen growth. Masterful haste spell. Masterful blink spell. Ooh. I am going to go for this. Golden Tongue? What are you talking about? Which one of these is Golden Tongue? Friendly creatures have +1 morale. They, as in the creatures, as in plural. Fagoth, at some point when you look into Twitter for too long, Twitter starts looking back at you. It's not that deep. It's just a turn-based strategy. You need to unclench from time to time. You gotta relax. You gotta learn to enjoy things. I think it fucked up again. I think it's not in the correct spawn again. It's probably gonna hot seat me with the yellow player again. No, wait, I swapped out my color, so it should be fine now. Alright, let's go down the same route, 500 gold per week, or rather per day, because we need that production. We do not have hornets, okay. What is our first ranged unit that we have access to? You're long reach, you are melee, also melee. Do we just not? Oh, okay, so Pyroboros. Okay. Hive Queen. So we only have 1 ranged unit. Interesting. It's a good thing that we got Blink, because otherwise this would not be a fun time. Understood. Let's move these over here. Get some XP. Grants new battle spells. Summons an avatar. Scales strongly with a hero's spell power and knowledge. I think that works because Avatar of Fury, attack increases by 25%, defense increases by 25%, speed initiative. Let's go defense. So we're gonna play off of a spawner build, where we just overwhelm the enemy with everything we can throw at it, with free units. That free? That is free. Okay, so you're just a piece of wall dressing over there. Oh, we wait for the terms in almost real time. Go for XP. Skeletons. We don't have an army yet, so we can't really contest anything. We can go get some luck. You are contested. You are as well. Okay, we're gonna have to go back and get ourselves an army. What's up next for construction? A bank. What does the bank do? Oh, produces 1,000 gold daily, I see. Law points allows owner to pick 1 level to economy upgrade. Let's go for economy upgrade for now. Yeah, before you get upset, it's usually better to read a little bit more deeply into what you're trying to get angry at. You're gonna have a much better experience of a lot of things. Scorpions, parasites, locust. You're not angry. I mean, you were reacting how should I put this, with hostility towards something that you perceive to be commie gobbledygook, which is an understandable reaction to commie gobbledygook, don't get me wrong. It's just that, you know, I think that your energy has to be used sparingly in noticing, if you know what I mean. Where's my fastest way to get the thing? Which one of you is the shooter? Pyroborus. Worms is what I need. First, where do I get worms? Are these worms? Oh, okay, it is. And I require a paper nest or chitinous ziggurat. That's definitely a mouthful. Pointing things out without a love-or-hate emotional connection. Listen, you went out of your way to point out something, casting aspersions at the color of the hair of the person writing that. We all know you did it. Defeat the guards, obtain worms. Can I zoom in, actually? Okay, now this is actually cool. I forgot that the map is actually fairly detailed. We do not have ranged units, so we should tread lightly. What is this? Rare items adds max level early start spell to hero's spellbook. Spellbook. Where is my spellbook? How do I... Used to be B. It is B. Okay. Traversal. A masterful blink. What is early start? Target's friendly creature gains... Ah, okay. 6th initiative. Got it. Listen, it's fine. Again, it's a perfectly understandable paranoia to have whenever you see a AAA game. To be on guard against commie gobbledygook is, I would say, a pretty good instinct to have. Aha! Okay, so we can just claim a second town. Nice. Let's go do construction. Reavers. Oh, I don't have enough ore, I guess? That's too bad. Mages Guild, fortification. Let's go bank. I like the redesign. I like that they didn't go with the classic, you know, like Dante's Inferno style demon, and they decided to go with something that's a little bit more novel. You are ranged. So I respect that design decision. Okay, I need to be able to deal with those skeletons. Titan's Ziggurat. Well, do you do grants +2 attack on visiting marketplace? What do we need marketplace for? We need that for a tavern. We need fortifications for... I guess we could go... yeah, we actually need a mage guild. We do need a mage guild because if we're gonna play caster, we need a list of spells. High neutral magic... Okay, this is... These are traversal spells, okay. Lightning bolt, good. Unnatural calm. I've already forgotten what these do ever since I played the beta. Not the beta, the demo. Oh, it's also a new week. Fantastic. Is it not? No. Not a new week yet. I apologize. Okay. What are we building? Let's just see this. The more units we have, the better. Especially if we want to be able to contend with... let's see. Haste. Shortened Shadow, Blessing. Guillotine. target enemy's maximum HP as magic damage each time the spell is recast on the same target. Deals 100% more damage. Oh, effect is stackable. That is nasty. It costs gems to upgrade though, so we're gonna hold off on this for now. We'll see how many spells we... Ooh, we've retained all of it. Okay, we have our caster level is reasonably high. I think we can go challenge these skeletons because I think they are strictly melee. They flee. Oh, these are not skeletons. These are knights. We destroy them. Accept results. Okay, now we have ore, and we already built for today, so that's fine. Easy battle, you say? I'm not sure I believe you. Let them run because they are a ranged unit, and I don't want to engage in that right now. Let's get that. What are you? Altar of Light. Grants insight into visiting hero. Can be used for global map spells. Are you a guarded structure or not? You are guarded, okay. Experience. Warmth of the Hive, sure. Archers. Let's do a manual fight. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, no, we battle. We don't accept that result. None of you are ranged units, right? Just gonna clamor you up like this. First thing is first, advance summon avatar. Oh, we only summon it on our side. Okay. That's fine. We wait. He's also waiting. He's not a ranged unit, right? Oh, yeah, he's melee. So we wait. He defends, then we also defend. The avatar is free, so we're just gonna go for that. Probably a little low. Defense. I can't wait. Okay. Spellbook. Target enemy deals minus 15% on basic attacks. Teleports a target creature up to 4 hexes. We don't need that yet. How many we take off with a guillotine? Not at all a lot. Shorten shadow. Loses 2 attack and defense. Yeah, let's do that. And we place you over here. You stay here. You attack. Okay, the avatar goes down, but he is a free unit, so who cares? Alright, we lose a couple of locusts, but then it's not an issue. Advanced summon spawn. Aha. You are not close enough, so we're gonna go around here. Oh, okay, double attack, interesting. Heroic strike. Let's go heroic strike. He's also out of retaliations. Let's see. Oh, I don't have mana for anything, that's fine. I forget what the auto battler offered us. But I think we lost less than what the auto battler gave us, so it's fine. Expert summoning. Friendly creatures' abilities summon 30% creatures. Using the spell can summon creatures onto any free hex. Okay, I like that. I like that. Means that we can body block ranged units now. Pandora's Box gives an unpredictable but great reward, and it's contested by a large group of units. We probably need to beef up ourselves a little bit more for now. Normal battle. Okay. Let's go back. Let's get some reinforcements. Now that we have a drip of ore, we can continue building things that we wanted to build. Where is the Wyram thing? Okay, we need a paper nest for that. The construction animation is a little bit generic. I think it's universal between races, but I don't mind it. I think the design of everything we see is kind of interesting enough on its own. Alright, we're going to upgrade this as soon as possible because we don't have any ranged units, and that's just not great. Okay, we've done all we can do here for now. Pixies... 100 melee skeletons, you say? Destroy... No, I don't like that. Battle. Surely I can cheese some fairies better than that. Let's move that over here. Expert Summoner. Fuck it, I'll just put you over here just in case you're a ranged unit. That way I can advance all the way up. Ooh, high morale, nice. But we're not going to do anything with that. Oh, that's a cool traversal animation, I like that. Okay, I like that significantly less. Holy damn. We just got shat on. You hate to see it. XP, magical damage. Can use the spellbook one more time per. Oh, let me take cast a spell from the magic school that hasn't been cast yet. That's actually big. That's actually quite powerful. Abandoned mansion. We do not have the gas for that just yet. It's usually some high-end undeads in there. Destroy them absolutely. Yeah, accept auto battle results. Yeah, absolutely the fuck not. No, 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 no. No, I do not accept that result. The Vyram is technically a flying unit because it burrows underground, right? Ooh, I can cast. Ah, yeah, if I had any mana left, that is. Just run up a little bit closer. Fairies historically have very good traversal, so I'm not gonna push my luck. This thing, with a high speed stat, is going to be a fucking menace. How dare you? You sparkly flying whore. Walk you over here. I have yet to learn who does what. Morale is kind of good, although extreme summoning. The clutch of X can. Oh, right, the X can be killed too. Okay. Cure gains one's luck and morale. Why would I want that? Summoned fire larva lasts 1 round longer. I kind of like a lasting stack on the field, especially if it's free. Can I take this Alchemist base. Or it's not, it's just freestanding mercury, never mind. Okay. What do I need for this? A little bit more money, that's fine. Chitinous ziggurat. How much more do I need for you? Tower of Love. Oh, that sounds great. I need 1,500 rubies, and I don't believe... Yeah, I don't have a natural influx of those. So we're gonna build a marketplace, and we're gonna we're gonna think about where we can get some rubies. Let's get that easy battle. Alright, accept results. That free mercury. Oh no, mercury fissure. Okay, so it was a mine. Destroy with no casualties. You'll have to see it. Alchemist dust comes at a premium in late game. At least it did in the demo. I don't know if Alchemist dust generation was fixed. Produces 1 crystal per day. Okay. That's what we need, right? Crystals. Not rubies, crystals. Those gems, crystals, mercury be converted into alchemist dust. Abnormal structure. Let's clean up the map some more. Okay, accept auto battle results. Oh, okay, you look mean. I'm not sure I want to challenge this yet. I don't have any ranged units. I really can't do anything with regards to challenging walls yet. Let's go back to base. I know that the optimal way to play this is to have 2 active heroes. I don't like juggling 2 heroes. Sue me. 15... Oh, okay. Daily alchemist dust production. I guess that's been solved. What do we have an excess of? We have an excess of mercury, so let's just go ahead and buy 3 mercury. I am a little bit impatient. I'm not playing this for keeps anyway. I just want ranged units, okay? Upgrade. Which one of you is ranged? You are ranged. Okay. There we go. Skip turn. You are now an easy battle, eh? Ooh, that doesn't look like an easy battle. I don't accept taking casualties in easy battles. Let's move everyone up to the front. Let's have you sit over here. Ooh, I love 3 invisible traps, fatal decay. Target creature cannot restore HP. I'm just gonna go for a raw lightning bolt for right now. Move up slightly. You stay where you are. Vyram. Move up slightly. Move up slightly. Oh, he also teleports. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. Not quite there. Interesting. I'm not sure how durable you are. That's kind of a big spread on damage there. Let me soften him up a little bit. Carapace loses 2 attack and 2 defense. Let's do this. Masterful Blink, Teleportation Sphere. Unnatural. Target enemy deals minus 15% of basic attack. Okay, let's also do this. I feel like you are a scarier unit to deal with. Unpleasant, okay. We're gonna wait. There's splash damage on that one, okay. I'm pretty sure that that AoE affects friendly units, so I would rather not. We're gonna wait. Oh, you little hoe. Interesting, they're focusing on the larva, rather on the parasite. I wonder why. What's so special about the parasite that makes it a lucrative target? That's a lot. Alright, double attack seals it. Immediately hatches a clutch of eggs. Okay, it doesn't have a clutch of eggs. Yeah, sure. Alright, we got beat up slightly. We lost some parasites. That's okay. That was a learning experience. Magical damage. Can use the spell one more time and oh. Oh. Enemy spells cost +4 mana, adds Ultra 1 spells the hero spell, but oh. Okay, I'm thinking about it, all magic, all spells. Okay, what did I find? I found some experience, okay. Tier 5 primal spells. Alright, you know what? It's getting a little late, and I think I'm the only one having fun with this, if I'm being completely transparent. So, what we're gonna do is... we're gonna save. We're gonna save our game. Alright, Kuro 1. And we're gonna raid out for today. I think that's quite enough. Let's have the panorama of the city as our background. I think it fits me very well. It is literally me. For real, for real. Alright, let's pull up the dashboard to start a raid. Since some of you voted for this in the server, I decided that there would be at least, you know, tangential interest. Excuse me. Let me know if this is something that you would like to continue viewing. Alright, who is online who we need to go and say hi to? I wonder, who have we not raided recently? Just a second, I have a lot of people online right now. You know what, I did kind of shortchange you on the slop today, so let's...
Alright, let me see here.
You know what, let's raid into... it's War Thunder. I wouldn't inflict War Thunder on you good folks, so probably not. What to do? So many streamers. The illusion of choice of who to raid, I guess. You're so fucking mad right now. What happened? Did the AI wallbang you? Well, speak your piece because I'm starting a raid. Oh, never mind. We're not able to do that right now. That's fine. In that case, we're just gonna go for Moldy Kiwi. She's nice. So we're gonna raid her. Oh, her name is spelled like a nightmare. There he is. There we go. We're gonna start up a raid. Okay, that one works. Shot you through a planter and got a perfect headshot with shitty spray gun garbage. Understandable. Apparently, the fix for that is to wear a crusher or a booty hat. Whenever you wear those, you just magically become immune to headshots, or rather the AI no longer perceive the fact that you have a head, and they start shooting you in the legs and center mass. Take that with a grain of salt. People swear by it. Apparently it's some kind of meta tech right now. I see it as an exploit, so I don't pursue that. However, remember, I've been testing that for 3 weeks. Well, share your results in the Discord. Sign up to ExpressVPN. It is a good VPN. You never know when you will need a VPN. Depending on where you are, someone will either try to prevent you from accessing content that you would normally like to access, or some places are going to try to gatekeep content because you are a filthy round-eyed barbarian. So for both of those, you need a VPN. Sometimes you just don't want to touch certain websites without a VPN. Trust me, and I also know the Oni Dojo way too well. You do frequent those sites. So use my link. It is pinned here. If you can't find it, ask in the Discord. We have 10 seconds out. This has been Onii-san reminding you to surf the internet responsibly. Bye-bye.
That would take us a lot more time to get to a ship.